Pub Sports Radio is very excited to announce the dates for Pubapalooza 4. The most exciting weekend of the gambling year. Round 1 of March Madness. It's all going down in San Antonio, Texas at the Southtown 101, Thursday the 20th till Sunday the 23rd. It's going down, baby.
Scheduled events every day that weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's all going down in Southtown 101. Come hang out with some of your favorite Pub Sports Radio personalities.
Oof, I can't wait. Meet us in Texas, baby. It's going down.
Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for Pub Sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Upgrade your membership to Gold. You will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Pat Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! Here he goes. There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nuss Flush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Can. Kenny Can wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Can Smoke and Mirrors. Director 97 home. That is the way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the other auto custodian. Billy Friedrich. Jones one, they're all coming down the finish.
Coin! Fired! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
from the Corker Peter Low Shack. Legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a Dom. Father young phenom, known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA, what we all. PSR, Pub Sports Radio, Bizarre. Is a man named Slaughter, and he flipped the script. No competition in this they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing. Baby with the bag and you love it. We want it top 10, we above it. Let shit. On that shit.
All right. Jesus, beat the bell there by a second. Nice to see everyone in the chat. Getting my shit together here a little bit. Capping a bit of the card on my own today, so I had to put in some real graph, but it's nice to see you guys in the chat. Welcome to Say Hey Plays. And we do a mic switch. There we go. We're all prepared today. Let's go. We've got a big card today. Our guy Conor Mac Picks and Wine Time Sports will join the program. That'll be a whole lot of fun to talk to them about a loaded college basketball, college football card. Wine Time will talk NBA with a small one, but it's going to be a lot of collegiate sports here today. So it's nice to see all of you. And Billy for his Foot Locker. I don't know. I felt like wearing the stripes today. Felt like being an official. So I had to draw, official vibes. But yes, it's nice to see you guys. I just saw this in my closet. I was like, I'll be a referee today. Fuck it. But nice to see you. Let's honor our guy, Justin McKelvey. Jumps in the chat every day. First in here. Drops his plays. Appreciate you, Justin. Stacks. Providence plus 5.5. And Texas A&M there. Minus 30.5. Not afraid to lay the wood. Shout out to you, my guy, Stacks.
Stacks. Stacks. Stacks. Stacks. Stacks.
Very nice. Shout out to you, Justin, my guy. Tori Coker in here as well. Shout out to you. The Chargers did get everyone paid. I'm a stupid son of a bitch, and I forgot to put them on my Cappers contest card, so it was just a loss or a victory I left out in the win. But yeah, I love the Chargers yesterday as well. I was going to say it was relatively easy, but they were down for a while. They came back with the whole thing, so not too bad at all. Ron Crawford dropping his spreadsheet plays of the day in there. Providence, Detroit, Charlotte. We will play it. And Ron, I hope you're watching today during the spreadsheet play of the day portions of the show, because some things have been updated. Dougie Wise, nice to see you. Nate Dogg, Armchair MMA. Ooh, nice job. Tripled up on the Chargers last night. Moneyline 3.5. And grabbed Edmonton at the start of OT there. Armchair, congratulations. Old E, Dr. Rock, our guy Wine Time in the chat. Nice to see you, my guy. Jermaine, we've got Big Show Picks in the chat as well. Nice to see you, Big Show. One of the hosts of the Locker Room Talk podcast. Had a great year this year. No more UFC this year, so they get a little mini break. But it's nice to see those guys having success. Billy, 2 cents. And our guy, Big Show, 2-3. Billy, Jim Dewigger in the chat here. Dougie Wise dropping the free bands play of the day. Indiana in here. And Rem, that was a good Rem. Like that one. If you can make Rem laugh there with a joke about me, you're in his good graces there as well. Nuke Worker, Wine Parlangel in here as well. And I will. If I had a flag with me, I should, but I need a whistle so I can start teeing people up. 2-3, very much so. Talk sports with JT in the house here as well. Nice to see you, Rem. I am aware, but it's if you're watching this show, you're in the trust tree, Rem. You're in the trust tree, and you're shaded underneath my hair, and I feel like I can be myself and dress how I want around my friends here, Remos, but they do tend to make fun of me, and that's okay. 9 Legacy, Kelly McInnes in here. Morgan Spooner dropping his as well. Nice to see you, Morgan, dropping his action. Bread Girl in here as well. J-Dub giving me a great compliment, calling me Ted Mosby. I love Ted Mosby, architect. Great series, How I Met Your Mother. All you guys. Nasty Nate throwing a flag on my hair. Nasty Nate, nice to see you. A lot of Providence love for your guys here, by the way. Nasty Nate, we've got our guy Justin McKelvey on Providence and Ron Crawford, both on Providence. J-Dub, the outfit, she doesn't approve of any of the outfits. The hair, she just kind of accepts at this point, but it's nice to see you. Joey B asking if I could find an 11.5 in the back. I'll go look for it soon, Joey. And D Mills with a rare compliment about my hair, saying, I love the hair, bro. Well, thank you, D Mills. All right. Well, let me run down the schedule for you guys real quick. I'll play something real quick as well because I told Cabby I would do it yesterday. I forgot to do it because we were in a rush. But run down of today's schedule. We're going to start with college basketball here. We're going to start with college basketball and start with our guy Conor Mac Picks. We're going to break down all of the early games. I'm sorry if you can hear Molly the dog right now going to work on her bowl. She's going to work on her food. I gave her food right before the show so she could chill out. But we're going college basketball to start. Then we're going to roll right into the football games for today. 3 football games with Wine Time Sports. Connor, I believe, can join us with that. He can do whatever he wants, but up to him. We talked about these. All 3 of us actually all talked about those games on Wednesday. You guys can go watch those cutouts as well. The lines have moved quite a bit since then. So we're going to talk about all the news, everything that's happened since then. And we'll roll into college basketball after those 3 games for another 3 games with Wine Time Sports, talking NBA. And then we'll end with hockey. And I'm going to do hockey solo. So I need you guys in the chat to help me out. Give me some tips, notes. I know all the Canadian guys, Rem Most, probably just laughing his ass off after I said I was going to do hockey solo here. But I've done my research a bit. Let me see here. I wrote down some plays that I was looking at, wanted to see here. I have 2 plays right now on the hockey card that I've written down, wanted to talk out with you guys, and I'm probably going to move on. So it's going to be a fun show. I appreciate you guys all for doing the damn thing. Yes, Rem. I see. I even see your damn comment, and I knew you were thinking that right there, Rem. But I need your help, Rem. So stay in here. We need your help. All right, let's get after it here. Let's bring on our next guest. I'm an asshole for starting with college football or college basketball first because I'm making this man wake up extremely early and jump on the program. But he does it anyways because he's a great man, and I'm going to see him soon, and I'm paying for his round of golf because he's helped me out so much. It's the one, the only, Conor Mac Picks joining the program. Miggity Mac, how's it going?
Jose. Nice fucking zebra shirt.
Thank you.
Where'd you get that? It's like, who has a ref shirt? You ref on the side?
No, I don't. I should. That would be hilarious if I was just like a ref for like middle school basketball or something like that. But no, This was an outfit for a Halloween costume, obviously. It was and sometimes I just feel like wearing this out and I just need to throw some flags every once in a while, throw some tees out. Who knows?
Well, you'd get shit thrown at you if you were just walking around wearing that.
I might.
Nobody likes a ref.
Now, one night of Pubapalooza, during just one of the late nights, and just have a flag with me and start throwing flags on people.
Get your ass kicked. Don't do that.
Well, it's nice to see you. Rem Most is glad that you're not taking that shit. It's nice to see you, Connor. We have a loaded card here. I'm excited to get into it with you. I have actually some bets coming into the card here as well. So I'm excited to see it. Before we roll into college basketball, I will remind people Saturday mornings, the starting 5, presented by All the Hoops, but the starting 5, Dabby Cab, Dutch Boy Fresh, and company do their damn thing. I talk all college basketball and NBA Saturday mornings. So shout out to them. It's going to be a fun show. This week, it is LJ from H-Town, Wine Time Sports, Dabby Cab, Dutch Boy Fresh, and Ski Profit joining the program to talk all about that card. Shout out to them. And after a lot of pestering, I have finished their intro.
Hey, is this Willem? Yo, I'm in here, man. There must be a...
So shout out to the starting five. Going to be a great time on Saturday mornings. Connor, let's get after it and let's talk household names. Little Valpo, Western Michigan action. Right here, Connor, injected into my veins. Noon. Well, I guess noon my time. Probably 1 o'clock Eastern time. Valpo versus Western Michigan in an old Kalamazoo, and it's not cheap to get in, Connor. 20 American to get in there. You ain't getting in cheap because the people of Western Michigan love their basketball, apparently. In the University Arena, good times there. 3-7 Western Michigan Broncos. 5-5 Valpo here. 0-2 on the road. 2-2 are the Western Michigan Broncos. Last 5 for Western Michigan. 3 losses in a row here at North Dakota State. Disgusting loss there, especially because it's not football. They lose to the St. Thomas, Minnesota Tommies as well. They lose to Dayton. They finally, won a game against Youngstown State before this losing streak began. But I mean, it's not looking good for Western Michigan, and yet they're favored by 2.5 in this game. Very interesting. Valpo's last 5 here, kind of semi-similar here. They just broke it up with a win in between. They lost to Ohio State last time out at Ohio State, a respectable loss, even though Ohio State kind of sucks this year. Beat Central Michigan and beat their ass, by the way, 93-77. Lost to Drake, lost to DePaul, and they beat Northern Illinois there. So I'm very interested to see what you have to say about this game, Connor. We'll move to the markets here real quick. This game opened up at a pick'em, and now we're seeing Western Michigan -2s on the board here. Total opened up at 153. We're seeing 152.5 here. This was one of the games I was very interested in, Connor. It does seem like Western Michigan is the sharp marketable side here, whatever you want to call it. 27% of the bets in, 51% of the money on Western Michigan there. And like I said, this opened up at pick'em, moves to -2. Very interesting. Total 55% of the bets, 49% of the money on the over. What do you think about this game, Connor?
Yeah, JPeasy. Shout out to Long Beach. Beaches outright last night. My guy. That music was whack a little bit. No offense to your work, Jose. But go watch the show. Go support. I love those guys. Ski Dutch. Ski will be there this week.
Okay, well, no, that's fine. I need the feedback on these things, They just dabbing Dutch were like, oh, this is great. I love it. If the music sucks, I can change the music very easily. So
that didn't suck. I don't know.
No, that's what you said. It sucked balls. It was horrible. I heard it, Connor. I heard it.
Play it again. We'll play it later when I bounce. By the way, we'll try to get through these basketball games quick. Well, I mean, we did go over that game 2 days ago, but we should be done here by right before that game. Jose, Ohio, Jacksonville State. That starts at 9.
Okay.
Our guy Nuke Worker put in here.
Good call.
I'll be quick for this game. I'm not playing this fucking game here between these two fucking teams. Valpo hasn't won a game on the road. I think they've won 1 in the past 3 years. Here, I think this could be a gettable spot for them. One thing Valpo does well, I think even when they got their ass kicked to Ohio State, I mean, they made 20 free throws. Problem is they're a fouling team that puts the other team on the line. but they've been pretty good. I think they're right around 82%, 83%. It's fifth in the country, depending on where you're looking. And Western Michigan's at home. The lines move their way. Problem is, even with this short number, I don't want to back a team. There's one thing, though. Off 4 games on the road, they get 1 win. They lose 3 straight. This is the game you come back and usually win. Well, Western Michigan, will win this basketball game. I just don't trust them. Do I think they win? Yeah, but nothing here. Let's go to the next.
All right. I'm going to move on Western Michigan here, I believe. Give me some early action as well. I have to decide what I'm going to do, money line or ATS, because I would really like to just avoid all the bullshit here. But
hopefully we'll take it money line. Like, they beat Canisius, but they lost to South Dakota at home already. They lost to Edwardsville by 19
Jesus.
At home. Yeah, 1-2 at home. But
all
good
right.
luck. Get it.
Thank you. Minus 130 for me, Western Michigan. And yes, don't worry, Nuke. We will cap Jacksonville State, Ohio here. We'll do it in about 20 minutes, giving us 20 minutes to cap and bet that game. So no worries there. Next, Houston Christian versus number 12, Texas A&M. Shout out to Stacks. Stacks number 1 is Texas A&M here. So shout out to you, Justin.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
Good comment there by Morgan saying the line movement in early standalone games is always a red herring. Tried to catch degenerates. Valpo walks away with this game. Billy agrees. That'll be a lesson I learned today, Morgan, indeed. Big spread here for Texas A&M. Kind of not surprising. Houston Christian 4-7, 1-3. A&M actually very good. They come off beating Purdue 70-66. They beat Texas Tech. They beat Wake. They beat Rutgers, a good Rutgers team, and they're beat Creighton as well. Can't really say the same for Houston Christian. I mean, they beat ULM. I guess they beat East Texas A&M a few days ago as well on the 5th. 15 days ago at this point now. I guess. I mean, this team lost to UTSA. That's how I know they're bad, Connor. So I have no action on this game. Market in it. 87% of the bets, 70% of the money on Houston Christian here, which is kind of funny. This line did go from 31.5 to 33 in spite of that. So I'd be on Justin's side. I agree with him. It'd be Texas A&M or nothing for me. What do you think?
Yeah, I think A&M wins here. I don't want to lay this with them, even though they should kick their ass. This Houston Christian team, if they got to make some shots. They played the big teams that they played, I think, already. What was this opening night against Texas, and they lost 78-43 against Creighton. That can happen again here today. But this team's 8-1 ATS. So the shots drop. I think they can hang in this basketball game. Some of these numbers, we start to get over the 35 range, 34, 35. Whew. I mean, come on now. What do we got to have here, Jose? 85, 49, 50. I mean, I think Houston Christian could maybe hang. I'd be on the points here with them in a big number. I've been trying to do it in certain spots with teams like this that have been covering that are horrible. They're horrible defensively, but they're catching 20 points. I try to even get them first half because you get an extra 2 or 3 points. And sometimes the team's gotten blown out. For the most part, though, these teams can hang within 20 points in the first half. So I look at that. I need to look at it a little bit more.
Okay. No action for Connor as of now. Looking at it a little more. None for me, but shout out to Justin on Texas A&M full game there. Next, we roll into Norfolk State versus Grambling, the Chris Paul HBCU Classic here. If you guys missed it yesterday, now I'm forgetting the results of yesterday's game there. Norfolk, Jesus, I'm already forgetting, Connor. What happened yesterday? I just looked up to see they didn't put the winners against the winners. I remember that much for sure. I thought that was weird. I was like, why are these 2 teams that won yesterday not playing each other? But the losers of both games are playing the winners of both games here. So bad on me that I can't remember who's playing who, because I have a shit memory apparently. But it was a good. It wasn't. They were both blowouts, and I just looked it up here. Norfolk State beat Alabama State 71-54 there. So kind of an easy roll for them. And Grambling lost to Delaware State 60-73. Again, I thought they would put Delaware State and Norfolk State to play each other, but whatever. Who cares? 5.5 point spread here. I'm a little worried about that bias of the team we just saw roll and win here. So do I really want to bet on what team that I just saw win and cover or not? I don't know if they covered, but win and just kind of roll. Norfolk State 5.5 point spread opened at 5.5, now 6. 36% of the bets on Norfolk State, but 84% of the money on them. So bigger bets on them here. And for the total is what I guess made me more interested here. Maybe we get a little more tired legs off the back-to-back. 64% of the bets and 62% of the money on the over in this game. And we've dropped from 141 to 137.5, 138. I'm looking under in this game, Connor. I think with this, the back-to-back might hurt the teams here, and we'll see how it goes. But under 137.5 was a look that I was looking to make here and wanted to talk it out with you guys. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what I was looking to when I was looking at this last night. It's just a little bit. This was a move for me, like 141, 140. Not really 137. Yeah, Maury put it in a good spot in the last game. All these games, I mean, no one's going to be here at these games. Either they're gone or these crazy little tournaments that they're having with these small schools that don't bring any money anyways. Even their home games. So, yeah, Norfolk State's the way better basketball team here. It gets to the point, do you want to lay 6 points with them? I think they could cover the number here, to tell you the truth. I don't think Grambling's very good. This Norfolk team, especially, it's kind of when they step up, they get their ass kicked. But when they play teams like this, they could take care of business. Pretty good shooting team. Decent from the inside, outside, 36% from three. Shoot free throws well at 80%. I always like that if I'm taking a school like this that I want to lay the points with. So it'd be them in this game. Norfolk, I think they can handle business. And a little bit of the better defense, too. Not crazy, but the numbers are better for them.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be on the under 138 minus 110 for me here. So it'll be a lot of fun to watch that game. All right. Next game, and this will be the last game we cover here before we roll into Ohio and Jacksonville State. The Cure Bowl. Again, that line has moved a shitload since we talked about it Wednesday. So it'll be interesting to see. But we've got UIC, a.k.a. Illinois, Chicago here. And by the way, Connor, I definitely do say Illinois still. And it might be just a jab saturated in Troy a little bit. Just a little poke and prod here. So shout out to both of the Illinoisians there. But we have Seattle favored by 5.5 here. Opened up. Let's see here where the market said the spread opened up here. These sons of bitches. There we are. We opened up at a 6.5, 6. Now down to a 5.5, it seems. I'm going to refresh my odds here to see if I'm getting the most accurate lines here. By the way, 34 now up for Texas A&M there. So it does seem like market's saying they're going to roll them here. But we've got on UIC Seattle, sharp money on Seattle here. 37% of the bets. Again, 83% of the money on them here. That's fascinating. UIC 1-1 at home in Seattle, 3-1 at home. They're 4-7 overall, so all their business has been done at home. I will respect Seattle schedule here. Last few games, they beat Pacific at home. That's kind of a meh game, and it's not even the actual Pacific. It's Pacific Oregon, it seems like. But they beat Portland State. And they've beaten UC San Diego. The two victories there against Northwest University and Pacific Oregon do not seem like it'll stack up very nicely there. Losses include Duke, They lost 70-48. They lost their last time out to Western Kentucky 86-73. And they lost to a team in UTEP that I'm sure is not good, 88-72. UIC, though, coming off of back-to-back overtime victories here. We've got an overtime victory on the 15th against Little Rock and an overtime victory against Dartmouth. Now, those games were on the 8th and the 15th, so I'm not worried about tired legs from those games, but battle-tested. They lost to Northern Iowa, East Carolina, and beat LaSalle last time out. This UIC team does not seem all too bad here, Connor. I'm interested to see what you think about this game. 6 points, is that going to be a lot here for UIC? But the Sharps are on Seattle.
This one, I can't play Seattle. This is the spot for them. Is at home, which this team should not be laying this. I think they're going off a little about kind of them in the past. They've been garbage all year, but the wins have come at home against bad teams. You just talked about, Pacific Who? Yeah, come on. Portland State. I mean, these teams are bad and no names. So I really don't love it. Travel is weird, like you talked about. It is for everyone. But it's always just not an easy place to play up there in Seattle. But I think Illinois Chicago is it in this game. I take the points with them. I think in almost everything they match up well. That when I was going through it, everything in this game, I think they can handle enough on the boards. Get up and down. This should have some pace to this basketball game. I lean over as well. I didn't quite get there. I was hoping if this was around a 145. Seattle's gone with who they played a little bit. Like Furman's been an under. Duke, of course, has a great defense this year. They only scored 45 points. That was a horrible spot for them. But Portland State, I think we were on that over. That game, 91-74. That was at 145. That's where I really wanted this, Jose. But yeah, I think you take the points and you lean over here.
Okay, lean over, take the points for Connor. I'm going to stay off. A couple people in the chat liking Seattle, but nothing official for us. Let's roll into real quick the Cure Bowl, Connor. We talked about this game earlier in the week here. Ohio and Jacksonville State here. Now, this game was very interesting, Connor, because and I need to pull.
You're just switching up football right here on me?
Oh, yeah. I've got to, Connor. I've got to. You heard the man, Nuke.
Stupid ass.
You heard the man, Nuke. We got to cap this game. He's worried about it. We got to cap it now, so we have plenty of time. I'm going to switch it up to you. You're the unicorn capper. You've got everything.
No, I'm fine with it. I just thought we were going to do it after we got done here, but
no,
we can roll. We can roll anything. Hit me with anything.
I just don't think we have enough time, unfortunately, to cover all the games here. And I just want to make sure we have enough time. So I will just move to it here. And this will be the only game we'll cover for football right now. But 2.5 opener for Ohio is now 6.5 here for Ohio. Skyrockets up. Crazy stuff. And by the way, I'm glad this guy's watching the program because he knew to jump in when we started talking college football. So let's bring him on. Mr. Wine Time Sports joining the program. Nice to see you, Wine. Thank you for jumping in because this game starts early. I appreciate you. How are you doing?
Sir. Let's go. I'm good, man. I'm excited. I woke up excited this morning. Been up for a couple hours already. Got a lot of good games going. Looking at these line movements and some of these football games, man, it's crazy. We just talked about these games on Wednesday. I wanted to move on these first 2 games here, and I didn't. And the line beat me by about 3 points now. So very interesting.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see what happens in these games. I saw our guy Troy Torrance dropping in Ohio bets there, first half full game. We all know those little double results that have been working in football. NFL has been nice to Troy, so shout out to you, Troy. But Ohio moving all this way here, and let's see where the public are moving on this game. 65% of the bets, and 72% of the money on Ohio here. So fascinating stuff. We talked about this game already on Wednesday. So Connor, we'll start with you here. Do you have any final thoughts after you've marinated with this game a little bit, the big line movement towards Ohio? What do you think?
Yeah, nothing's changed for me here in this game. This has gone to 7. There's 7s out here now.
Crazy.
I don't lay 7. I mean, I'm sure that everyone in here is smart enough not to fucking do that. I guess unless you are an idiot, find another book, get a 6.5. But if you like Ohio, I think when I look at this is a little different. It's kind of like yesterday. There wasn't enough guys out with Sam Houston for me to like go crazy. I still had to take him. This team has the better defense. They're just laying points in this spot. Sam Houston wasn't yesterday. You were getting 4. I mean, it went down to 3.5 even by kickoff. They should be able to run wild. I want someone put in the chat a little bit earlier. I've had his prop a couple times. Parker Navarro has been hit and miss. I think in 1-1 or 2-2. I forget. I have to go back and check. But he needs to not throw it a ton. Just run it. They should be able to just run right down Jacksonville State. I'm wondering how much can Jacksonville State have some success with this offense who's in. That's the big key. I don't know. Like, I think you maybe want to watch this. We got the early start time here in 20 minutes to see how they kind of look with all the parts that we talked about on Wednesday that are in and out, coach leaving, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, and I think this total, I think it's gone too far. But that's just me, and once they hit 58, I think you go right to the under. It's kind of got some buyback here. There are no 58s really anymore, are they? They're like come back 57.5, 57.
57.5 at 3 of my books right now.
Yeah. So I mean, once it got there, I was kind of looking at the under a little bit.
A little under action for Conor Mac Picks, but nothing official as of yet. Did you make anything official on Wednesday? I've already forgotten.
On this game, no.
No. Okay.
I'm on Indiana. Remember,
right.
7.5.
There we go.
And there are no 7s left.
I was about to say, and that's gone your way. Yeah, it's 6.5s I saw. Wine time. Take it away. Again, we've had a lot of time to marinate on this game. Big line movement. Remind people what you're on, and what do you think about it now?
Yeah, I didn't end up moving on this game on Wednesday. I originally, I know I touched on Ohio. I had the stats. What is it? It's Ohio 6-0 last 6 games of the regular season ATS. Ohio's also won the last 5 straight bowl games. Ohio, man, this team doesn't really have anyone in the portal. Same with Jacksonville State, but Ohio's definitely going to have more guys going. Parker Navarro, his rushing prop right now is at 66.5. I think he's probably going to get off today on the ground. Doesn't have the best arm. I don't trust his arm by any means. This is a tough. I got a couple plays in this that I added this morning. I'm on the double result as well with Troy Torrance. I got plus 120 though. It's still that at my book. So give me double result Ohio, double result plus 120. And then we're also going to, guys, I know there's a lot of these games I'm just heavily invested in this weekend, multiple units on SMU. I've got Notre Dame tied up with JMU, UTSA. I got them tied up with Ohio State money line. I'm going to tie them up right here with Ohio, guys. I'm going all in with this Notre Dame team tonight. I think they're going to get it done on the money line. So I'm going to move on Ohio full game money line and Notre Dame full game money line. You can get a plus, minus 105 I'm getting right now. So lock me in on that. I'm going to add these 2 plays. I think Ohio gets it done. I think we've seen this steam up a lot for a reason. I'm not going to lay the wood here with Ohio because, we've lost all the value. If you wanted to get in at 3 and a 3.5, I think that's good money. Do I think Ohio can absolutely blow these guys out? 100%. I'm just going to take the double result, though, have them get it done, winning the first half in the full game. And then tying it up with Notre Dame tonight, man. We've got, I think, like 3 units on the line tonight with Notre Dame money line. So gonna be a fun one for sure.
Yeah, it is. I'm excited to watch this game, and I'm going to be on the Ohio as well. Double result there for me as well. Jump on the bandwagon with you guys. But
what number are you getting, Jose, at your book?
I have to look. I was going to do some shopping here while we do some college basketball. But I will let you guys know when I move on it here. I assume I'm going to get like -1 something. I'm surprised you got plus money on it there. But I'll let everyone know when I move on it officially here. Wine, thanks for jumping in here, making your Batman appearance here. We'll talk some more college football, here in a moment. But I appreciate you jumping in.
Yeah, no, for sure. Just let me know. I know you guys got some more games to talk about. I'll be watching in the wings, so I'll be ready to go for you guys. I'm excited to talk about these games tonight. I mean, we got another game coming on at 12:30 over here on the West Coast. We got a game coming on at 9:30 here in an hour, this Ohio game. And then we got Florida coming on in 3 hours. And then we got the big one tonight, guys. I'm trying to get someone to do a live stream tonight, so we can watch that game. It's going to be a good one. But shout out to you guys. I'll see you guys in a bit.
All right, beautiful work, Wine. We'll have him back on here very shortly. Thank you guys for the flexibility in the chat. I appreciate you guys here. And that's hilarious. Kong's Clips saying Notre Dame is the play of the year at 6.5. Wow, play of the year. That's going to be a fun one. And that's going to make things more intriguing. Thank you, Kongs, for dropping that in here. Yes, Nuke, everyone's jumping ship. But just a reminder, guys, I'm doing hockey alone here today. So we need you guys to stay in the chat. Help me out here as well. I've got some plays lined up, and I want to run them by you as well. So it's going to be a fun game. Let's go to our next game here. And whenever I see Ryder, I always think of old Peter Loshak. Ryder -4. So I always think about old Pete. Shout out to you, Pete, wherever you may be. Who knows where Pete is right now, by the way? You could tell me Pete is in his house just capping games, or you could tell me Pete's in the south of France enjoying a nice red wine. And I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I guess Pete went on vacation. I could believe that too. So shout out to Pete, wherever you are. Let's go to this Ryder Penn game here. We'll start about recent form here. Penn 3-7 overall, 2-3 at home in this game. They've lost 3 straight games at VCU. Drexler and Elon all taking them down there. Ryder 4-7, 4-4 on the road here. A lot of road games for Ryder early on the season here. They've lost their last 5 games to, and I wish I could even say it was formidable opponents here. They lose to Stony Brook 72-55. They lose to Quinnipiac. They lose to Fairfield. They lose to Delaware and get smothered by Villanova. Tough. It's tough here. I'm very interested to see how long this losing streak is going to last. 4.5 points. And their last game, by the way, was on the 14th. So it's been a minute. So they've probably sat in that. They've been sitting in this 5-game losing streak. However, this line goes from 2.5 to 5 here. Still 4.5s on the board, but 5 is being shown here. 67% of the bets and 60% of the money on Ryder. And it's not that much money for that to move so much. So maybe someone knows something. Totals wise here, 133, now 135.5 here with 78% of the bets and 77% of the money on the over in this game. Conor Mac Picks, Ryder -4 here, as Peter Loshak would say, or I guess Ryder +4. Doesn't
give it a +4 here. What are you doing?
I don't think the song flows is better. Ryder +4. It just doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah, I guess.
Pete does it the best. And again, I told everyone I could imagine Pete's either capping in his apartment right now, Connor, or he's in like the south of France having a nice wine. I could believe either thing's happening for Pete.
Yeah, I love Pete. He's wild, dude. Great guy. Yeah, let's get to this one. This is 5 everywhere. This is the number I kind of wanted, Jose. I tempted here. This could almost be a play for me. I was thinking about this already. I think this has gone too far. Both these teams are very similar. When you look at them, they suck. They suck. These teams are horrible. They're horrible from the line. They're horrible. These teams shoot 27% from 3. They're horrible from inside. They're pathetic. Field goal makes, field goals attempts. I mean, they're just awful. And to me, defenses are very good. I think Penn's even worse. Penn is at home in this game, but they're 2-8 this year, ATS. Maybe this is a game for them to kind of get right and win, but I don't buy it. This Ryder team's lost, 3, 4, 5 in a row, and it's the bad shooting, especially the last couple. Like the Stonehill game, horrible shooting. When you keep going 2 for 12 and shit from 3, that's what's tough to back. But I think they're the team you want in this game. I mean, fuck, I don't think you should be laying it with Penn at all. So I'll wait here a little bit. Why not? Maybe I can get a 5.5. I'll move on Ryder.
5.5.
Ryder too. Ryder played a bunch of games on the road too. Won some games. They haven't looked like the same they did to start the year, where they had a couple wins. They were shooting the ball well, and even covers, in those games. Then they've kind of just gone to it. But I think they're a lot better than that last game. Basically, their worst game of the year, playing a smaller school than Iowa against Stonehill. So I think they're better. I don't know what the points are. Let me see if I get 5.5.
Ron Crawford on Ryder. Morgan Spooner also likes Ryder here as well, saying Ryder has played in a lot of tough road environments. He said that Ryder went into Fairfield and lost by 3. Fairfield at home is a much stronger team than Penn. Okay, I could see that. I like those arguments there. Man Bear Pig, you just missed Jacksonville State, I should say. Ohio double result there is kind of what it seems to be wine myself, Troy are on. By the way, mine is minus 111 there as well. So we'll see how that all unfolds here. Next, the other side of the HBCU Chris Paul Classic, whatever it's called here, Delaware State, Alabama State. I told you guys that Delaware State rolled. Alabama got pumped in their last game. And yet, old Alabama State here, favored by 3.5 points. Fascinating. Maybe we'll see them get off the mat after losing 71-54 to Norfolk State. Maybe Norfolk State is that much better than all of these teams here. But I was pretty surprised to see that, Connor. I'm not going to lie, 3.5 points there. This opened up at 3. It is actually now 5. I have not obviously looked at this line in a minute. So 5-point favorites now for Alabama State. Wow. Yeah, Connor, this is obviously a spot where I'm going to lean on you guys here because this is an interesting one. I didn't expect, like I said, Alabama State to be this much of a favorite. Market in this side, 76% of the bet, 72% of the money on Delaware State and Alabama State getting a lot of love in the market here. Total 78% of the bets and money on the over in this game. And this has gone from 149 to 147.5, 147s. So this feels like Alabama State in the under here, Connor. Wow. What do you think?
No. I think you take Delaware State here on this neutral floor. No one going to be there, of course. We talked about it in a lot of these games. It's tough because Delaware is one of those horrible teams, whether it's a neutral or away game, they're the shits. They just lose. But I think catching 5.5, they played their best basketball, I don't know, the last couple of weeks with those 3 wins. And I don't buy Alabama State. Alabama State, quicker pace, wants to get up and down, put up a ton of shots there. When I looked at everything, I'm like, Alabama State, nothing sticks out to me that they're really better here than Delaware, which is pretty wild to say. So this was a lean to me,
Connor. That Morgan Spooner is saying that Alabama State got one of their best guards back yesterday. Chemistry looked terrible, missing a few games, poor shot selection and such. So that's a good comment there, Morgan. But go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, this is I think it'll only get better once game after game. But yeah, I don't want them. I mean, it's just Delaware or nothing here.
Yeah, I'll stay off this game, but the market does feel like it's saying Alabama State rolls here and take the under for that 2.5 to 5. But I stay off and I listen to the experts here. By the way, Nunya Business Pod is Jacksonville State money line going against the world here. A lot of people are on Ohio, Nunya, so I wish you luck, my guy. And Wager Detective asking about Ohio, Jacksonville State. Ohio double result yet again. Next, Delaware St. Pete's here. We talked about Delaware State, so let's talk about Delaware and St. Peter's here. Every time we talk St. Peter's, I can't help to just think about Jimmy having a giant peacock tattoo on his back with the head peeking out from his neck there. And I just wish St. Peter's could have beaten Purdue that one year. Would have been great to see. 3-point favorites were St. Pete's. Now they're down to 2.5 here. Market in the aforementioned St. Pete's game, 75% of the bets and 81% of the money on Delaware. Very public love there for Delaware, maybe a public public dog. 82% of the bets, 79% of the money on the over in this game. Total opened at 143. Now we're at 142.5. So not much movement in this game. Delaware 7-4 overall, 2-1 on the road, and St. Peter's is 4-5 and 1-1 at home here. Back-to-back losses for St. Pete at Iona and versus Manhattan. And Delaware has just beaten two no-name colleges. The Missouri Concordia Cougars. I don't know how to say that name, obviously. 92-75. And don't forget, can't help and forget the Chestnut Hill College Griffins. So yeah, I guess I could see why St. Peter's is favored in this game, but I want nothing to do with Delaware, and I lean St. Pete's. But I have nothing official in this game yet. Connor, what do you think?
I think it's a good bounce back game for St. Peter's here. I can't back them, especially 2.5, 3. There's a way I could do it. This number, the total's a little interesting because both these teams over the years have been really good under teams. For me, they played to the over. They just played at a quicker pace. The offense has been better, especially Delaware. And they've had some pretty good, shooting nights as well. So I was waiting. And, in these St. Peter's games, though, the total's been 127 here, 134, 130. They just have gotten over, even the last couple. I'm tempted here now. These are the numbers that I wanted to start to see, back and under. I mean, because I don't think these teams are this good as the numbers show how they've shot. You know what I mean? Especially when you get these small schools and they love to chuck up threes. So, man, I'm tempted by this under, especially now that we're getting a number like this. Delaware's just been going too quick, and their games, have just been going under. St. Peter's have been slowing down a little bit, but they'd stay under this the last 3 or 4. But they got over the 130s where they were at, 10 points, difference.
Well, that's an interesting note there, Connor. I'm going to look at that myself here as well. And for the people that might have missed that market in the total, 82% of the bets, 79% of the money on the over in this game. So interesting.
Yeah, everyone loves the over. They're cashing with these teams.
Good note there.
I want to look the other way.
Yeah, I'd much rather be on the opposite side of that. So I agree wholeheartedly there. Akron Yale next up on our board. -4.5 for old Yale here. I've got it up, so let's talk about the market here. Interesting spread market here. 63% of the bets, but only 50% of the money on the Zips here. So 37% of the bets and 50% of the money on Yale there. Bigger bets on Yale, but we know how these Ivy League guys roll. Big gamblers. 3.5 is that opener, now up to 4.5 for Yale. Maybe the super computers at Yale are saying that the Yale Bulldogs are bet on here today. Interesting. We've got, by the way, and this is at the Don Haskins Center, and it looks like you can get into this game for free, Connor, for free. So don't you worry. First game, or I should say last game of this team play, the Yale team. They're first in the Ivy League, by the way, right now. And that is first because no one else has played. But Vermont, last team, they played 65-50 dub there. Shout out to Vermont for being a national champion in soccer, by the way. Lost to Rhode Island, lost to the aforementioned Delaware team, and beat the hell out of Fairfield, 91-66. Akron on the other side, lose to Milwaukee. Shout out to UW Milwaukee and Preston. They beat Stony Brook's ass. Is that Stony Brook here? I need to double check here. No, it's actually Sunny Brockport Golden Eagles. Another fake university here. They beat Northern Kentucky. They take down Alcorn State and Omaha. So kind of an easy schedule here for the aforementioned Akron Zips here. This is a neutral site game in El Paso, Texas, by the way. Who doesn't want to go to El Paso, Texas and go see Yale and Akron hoop up?
Nobody's going to be there. Come on.
Not a soul, not one person. But I that makes me lean under again here, Connor. What do you think?
Yeah, Yale, class of the Ivy. I don't know. I think they're a little down this year. This Yale team, 5-5. Maybe we get into conference play. They could turn it on, but it's definitely one of the better teams there in the Ivy. Akron. One thing, this team's pace is there. The defense really isn't, but it is quick. They want to get up and down. When I looked at this game, I thought 5's too far. This is 5 everywhere. On the neutral, nobody there. And I have to say, I think the number's a little high. How do you not to the over this game over? It is on a neutral, no one there, but Akron's just money to the over. They haven't even lost yet. Yale's 7-2 to the over. They have the better defense. Yale. I mean, we saw them, but a different team than they were playing, a different style than Akron in Vermont, where they just won 65-50. They just want to get up and go here. So, yeah, I lean Akron in the over in this game.
It's going to be a good game. No one will be there, but it'll be a good game, and it looks like you might be able to get in for free, too. So, fun game.
Well, you want to take a ride to El Paso?
I do.
How long is that drive? 5 hours?
No, 7 hours.
7, okay,
yeah. Yeah, it is basically the halfway point from Vegas to San Antonio. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah, as you know, Connor, Jeff and I have driven to Vegas from San Antonio before, and that is getting to El Paso means you got out of Texas and means you have another half of the drive left. Fucking big ass, stupid state, Texas. God damn. Holy Cross, Siena. But the good thing is now that New Mexico has legal weed, that also helps the journey. So shout out to them. Holy Cross, Siena here. 5.5-point favorites are the Siena Saints here. Pretty similar teams records-wise. 5-6, 6-5 are Holy Cross here. And by the way, Siena makes you pay to come into their games, Connor. 32 American to get into this game here against the Holy Cross Crusaders here. They lose to St. Bonnie's 65-48, beat Kenesha 66-53. Bucknell they also took down in the middle of all this as well. So Siena feeling good about themselves. They sprinkled in losses to the mighty Connor, and it's a 1-point loss, but they lose to the mighty Niagara Purple Eagles, and they lose to Jackson. Which university is this? Jacksonville Dolphins here. Shout out to the Dolphins. Holy Cross beat Quinnipiac by 1 on the 17th. Both these teams, by the way, played on the 17th, so just a few days ago. Interesting. They beat Harvard as well. Holy Cross did by 1. They lost to UVA and Central Connecticut State here. I mean, there's nothing that really appeals to me yet. Total has gone up 2 points. Opener at 132. Excuse me. Opener at 130. Now at 132. And this opened at 4.5. Now at 5.5 for Siena here. Sharp money, or excuse me, bigger bets are on Siena. 27% of the bets and 49% of the money on them. Only 900 bets on this game. And 72% of the bets, 75% of the money on the over here. Conor Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think Siena should be laying this at all. I mean, when you glance at the last couple of years, they took care of business. I think they beat them 4 or 5 straight and at home. But Siena, this is not a team I think you really want to lay points with. Holy Cross, their problem is the road has been great. That last was a great win. I've been on them. I looked to one up Akron when I was looking at this game. That's where I'd be too. And what can we get with these styles? Maybe this number's too low. Because when I think of these teams, I want to take the under. I just don't think their offenses are very good. But when you look at the defensive numbers, aren't great. But you got to take it. They played a lot of, some really big schools. I mean, it's all non-conference too. It's kind of just everything's going to change a little bit when you go through all this. So you got to put that in perspective. when I go through this, but I think this is Holy Cross in this game. Definitely a better team to shoot it. Maybe not the best inside and rebounding team, but decent team from deep.
Okay, so a little Holy Cross action for Conor Mac Picks. Is that going to be official?
No.
No, but he does indeed like them. So let's roll on to two powerhouses in Longwood and Central Connecticut. Excuse me, North Carolina Central here. I've got Central Connecticut State on the mind, it seems here. Let's go straight into the market and the bet percentages here, because North Carolina Central is a very public spot here today so far. 84% of the bets, 83% of the money on them here. Don't love, again, betting public dogs here. This line opened up at +2.5, now +3 for North Carolina Central, and the total has stayed the same at 145 there. I don't know, Connor. That seems a little scary here. It seems like everyone trying to love up on North Carolina Central, and Longwood might just roll in here and take the dub. 10-3 they are, 2-0 on the road so far. They beat Campbell. Their only loss in their last 5 games is to a pretty scrappy North Carolina Central Eagles team here. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this little rematch this quickly comes back to play here. They played on the 14th, now going back against each other on the 20th, and they won by 7 points, did NC Central here. So I'm excited to see this basically immediate rematch. And I think that Longwood goes out there and gets revenge here. So I do lean Longwood as of right now here, Connor. Would love to hear your take on this game.
Shout out to the chat. Yeah, I agree more 50%. It's tough. I mean, you got always look at that, especially if a team's off a win. It's just the Siena team isn't like the team I really want to lay points with that I like betting. But maybe it's a spot for him. But shout out, I'll hit you with it, Chang Kim, my guy. I'm gonna have a couple. Ron Louise, what up? What up? Andrew G, shout out to everyone in here. Longwood. They're the better team here. This has not been easy for them. North Carolina Central has been pretty good at home. I like how Longwood's played this year. I mean, they're not very good from deep, but they're a gritty team. I mean, we're talking bottom feeders all the fucking time here. For the love of God. Jose's got to put the whole fucking card on here, too. You got Jimmy-itis.
I've learned from him.
Well, anyways, I don't know if they could cover here. This game's a pass. I lead over, though. I think we can get over this number. I thought it was a little bit low. You know, when I consistently look at North Carolina Central games, they've all gotten over this. I don't think it's a bargain at 143, but this game screamed over to me with North Carolina Central at home, 7-4 to the over as well.
I'm going to move on Longwood here, and I'm going to challenge North Carolina Central to do it again here. They shot 42.9% from three-point range in their victory against them.
Yeah, but I kind of, when you play these teams that are just, you don't know who they are. I mean, they're basically a high school team. I don't know how the numbers are that big. I mean, they're not challenged at all. But yeah, I get what you're looking at.
It's going to be interesting. I can't wait to watch this game now. Not really immediate, but pretty recent rematches always are interesting from a capping perspective here. So Longwood -3 for me. We'll roll on to, Connor, fine. You want to talk about the big boys? Let's talk about the big boys here. App State, North Texas here. North Texas being favored by 11.5 points in anything is kind of jarring. I don't really believe in their basketball program all that much here.
Wait. Let me cut you off here. To our guy, 2-3. I'll go favorites. I bet him here on the show. I mean, we just had, Creighton. We had Nebraska first half. I got to love it. And when we go through all these games, we got to talk about them. So that's all I'm saying is, it's the Friday, the smaller card. Another day, I just come on and give you what I'm betting and get the fuck out of here. But I said I'll go through these fucking games. But I love these games too. I mean, this is where I make my money. In these small schools, that's just difficult for me unless I love it, the situation. You know, it's like you're screaming at the TV, you're into the game for Siena to fucking cover your number. I mean,
Yeah, it's not a comfortable
like you're laying 6 with them trying to make free throws at the end of the game. Been doing this a long fucking time. Woo.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing the same thing with Longwood today, probably. So I'm excited to watch that game, or at least try to watch that game at the very least. North Texas App State here, Connor. Don't worry. You can get in cheap here at North Texas because their facilities are garbage and everything about North Texas is ugly. $5 tickets to get in this game. 5-0 so far at the Super Pick, Connor. App State has yet to win a road game. Lost to UL Lafayette. Beat a fake college 85-43. That would be the Mid-Atlantic Christian Mustangs. Where the hell are they making up these schools from? They lose to High Point before that victory or after that victory against the fake school. So it's tough. I don't want to back them here. And by the way, North Texas beating their own fake school on their own right here, 83-42 to Mississippi State Valley, the Delta Devils. Or I should say Mississippi Valley State, excuse me. They lost to High Point as well, did North Texas, 76-71. And again, App State lost to High Point, 65-59. So do with that information what you will. Conor Mac Picks, big spread. Do you think App State can stay in this game?
I don't know if they can. I don't think they can. Class North Texas is just the team where they don't score enough. And unless such a low total to cover a number like this. But I think the offense in spots, especially against App State, they could score. They drubbed Mississippi Valley in that game. It was really the second half. First half, Mississippi Valley State, by the way, just covered that game down by 18 at half in that one. But North Texas is going to slow this down. Slow. You know how they are. I had him in the High Point under. It just covered the under in the first half, but we got too many offense, too much threes dropping, and a bunch of fouls in that second half. North Texas has been better. I think they've been better, not maybe from the inside, but I think they have a little bit more shooters on this team than maybe a few years past, and a few more guys that can shoot it, where they don't have to rely just on one or two to make a shot. So. Yeah, I think North Texas cruise here. I need to lay it, actually, in this game. There you go. Lay it.
There you go. Shout out to you 2-3, wherever you are. No action for me. I guess I'd agree with you, though, Connor. I would lay it. By the way, shout out to Joey Harb. I didn't mention this earlier for becoming a member here as well. Shout out to you, Joey Harb. I appreciate you, my man. All right.
JPZ.
Maybe the game of the day here, Connor. Maybe the game of the day. We have 2 ranked teams playing, but we care about this game, especially because we've got our guy, Ron Crawford, on Providence here. NCAA spreadsheet play of the day. Shout out to you, Ronnie Crawford. Ron Crawford! Ron Crawford there, the rockin', rolling capper he is. He's on Providence. And we're on the corner of Ronnie Crawford and Stacks Boulevard because our guy Justin McKelvey also on Providence plus 5.5. Shout out to you, Stacks.
Stacks.
Beautiful by you guys. Our guy, Nasty Nate, will be at the Providence game. I know what side he's going to be on. It feels like I have to be on Providence with the lads here. I'm not going to lie, Connor. Let's go to the market real quick and let's see where these lines have opened up. Opens at St. John's minus 5.5, goes up to 6.5. I don't love the signs of that so far. Total goes from 143.5 down to 142. And we've got Let's see where the people are betting on this game here. We've got 68% of the bet, 61% of the money on Providence. That's not good. And 83% of the bets, 86% of the money on the over in this game. And it's gone down a few points, like I've mentioned. I could only bet the under in this game. Connor, what do you think?
Yeah, it's not good with the money, but it's just a fact. Everyone sees what we're seeing, and it's done this a while. That's on this game. That's why I'm on Providence here, plus 6.5. This is St. John's first road game of the year. Shout out to Nasty Nate. Smash tonight, as you always put. Providence. When I looked at it, of course, I want Hopkins in, but I think this is enough for him in Providence, who's undefeated at home. Went on a neutral, just lost to St. Bonaventure. I was on Bonaventure in that game. Still a pretty good game. And I don't know how much you want to back Providence on the road, but I love them here at home. Then we talked about St. John's look really good. Everyone loves the offense. Rick Pitino, someone put in their res mob. Yes, he did coach there long time ago. But yeah, this will be a raucous environment. First road game. Those were all neutral sites. They're played in Madison Square Garden. Providence here, 6.5. I think best numbers -108. Even if they lose a tight one, you got 6.5 at home.
6.5 -108 for Connor, and I'm going to join you guys then. That's it. 3 corners here. 3 corners. Ron Crawford, Stacks, and Conor Mac Boulevards here. I'll be on the show. I'll be on the program or on the game with you guys. 6.5 here.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter with the Hopkins. I think that's a bonus if he's in, of course. But that's why this is his number, I think. But with him probably not being with him out. So come on, let's get it. It's cash.
Let's get it indeed. Next game on our slate here. Connor, thank you very much for jumping in as early as you did for this program here. We've got 2 games left on the board here. Cincinnati, Dayton. Ranked matchups here, 19 versus 22. So technically you could say this is the game of the day, but with all of our cappers on Providence here, I'll be much more interested in that one. Cincinnati opened up at -4, goes down to -3 here, and the total does a similar dip down, 139 to 137 here. We have 75% of the bets and 81% of the money on Dayton here, and the line moving their direction. 81% of the bets, 79% of the money on the over here. We've gone down. Kind of the same thing for me again. Could only bet the under in this game. Connor, what do you think?
Yeah, but it's not high enough for me. That's where I want to be at in this game, Jose. To pull the trigger. Like this was the 141 area. I'd be all over this under. That's Cincy. That's why I thought it was a little high. Of course, they're playing Xavier. That last game, which was tough. I mean, that was too high. That was at 146, 145, and we had a tight game, 68-65. And the college basketball, if you don't want that under, go to OT. So, and when you look at it, I love how Dayton's been playing. Man, they eked it out against UNLV, and UNLV I think played maybe their best game of the year, and it was a tough loss. They were winning that game. Just a team like that just can't win. It's a struggle. And for Dayton to pull it out was huge because they were down all the way till the last basically second that shot there. So this should be a great game. And I think Dayton, you lean on them plus the 3 in a game that could be decided by 3 or less. I think you take them. 2 schools I want to back. Dayton's played a little bit more to the over, but I think they get more in the game. They're even just like with UNLV. They are, 49%. I think they shot 24% from 3. But I love how Cincinnati's been playing in their defense. They play at home. So I lean Dayton in the under as well in this game.
Okay. Dayton in the under for Conor Mac here as well.
It could go anyway. I would just play the under. I mean, it seems a little bit coin flip at the number. Since he's still that bad free throw team, right? As they have been. What are they shooting here? 62%. I don't even want to lay 3 with them. Yeah, they've been awful, and they've been really bad this year as well.
Connor, 100 free throws. What percentage of those free throws are you making?
Better than 62%.
I guess I was wondering.
I'll tell you that. Hands down.
I think I'm shooting 67% from the free throw line. So shout out to that. That is crazy. 62% is rough. All right, last game. Southern Loyola Marymount here. I know Connor. We couldn't let Connor leave on a high game. Let's go on a dumpster diving kind of game. DC Capper mentioning his bookie buster play of the day. Loyola Marymount here -9. Our last college basketball game on the slate here. Let's mention that Loyola 6-4, 4-2 at home so far, and only $3 American to get into this game, Connor. Southern 5-5, 2-5 on the road here. Southern coming off of getting their ass beaten by Ole Miss. They beat the old fake colleges here. It makes me laugh. I can tell the colleges is immediately fake when they don't have a logo on the website I'm looking at. Lindsey Wilson College, the Blue Raiders. They beat them. They beat Tulsa and they beat La Tech. Pretty impressive back-to-back victories there. LMU takes out UC Santa Barbara by 2. They take a team in the Prairie View A&M Panthers to the limit and beat them by 1. Nevada, they beat by 4. So both these teams in pretty good form as of late here rolling into this game. So interesting. I'm interested to see how both these guys match up against each other here. Market in this game, our last game on the board, we have 71% of the bets, 87% of the money on Southern here, 79% of the bets, 81% of the money on the over in this game. This total went from 7.5 to -8 now for Loyola Marymount, and the total has gone up 2 points from 136.5 to 138.5. Connor, final game of the college slate. What do you think?
Yeah, Loyola Marymount's been playing a little bit better. Being here at home, even that gritty win against UC Santa Barbara. I just don't think their team's very, very good. But this is a spot where they want to be. So when I look at a team like Southern, here it's 5-5, 5-2 ATS. If you want to take them on the road, you got to see something. And I think they played pretty good on the road. Here, I think they have a couple wins, and some of these games have been tight. I think they played maybe a little bit over their head. In some of these games, they didn't get drubbed either. The opener against South Dakota, they lost by 14. Iowa, but they beat Tulsa. They beat La Tech at Ole Miss. Only lose by 13. It's just the spot's not great for them. And Loyola, I don't know how great their offense is. This is where you want to be on them at home. But I haven't seen enough out of them offensively where I'd love to lay the 8 points with them. So, yeah, I'm off.
Off game for Connor. Let's recap college basketball. A big slate here. I appreciate you again, Connor, for coming in. By the way, Connor, my new clubs come in tomorrow. I'm very excited. I want to go to bed at like 8 o'clock today so I can just get to tomorrow already. It feels like I'm a little boy on Christmas all over again. But official plays for me here. I'm going to be on, and I am on. This game is going to start here in about 20 minutes, 40 minutes, actually, I should say. Western Michigan, Valpo, -130 for money line there. Norfolk, Grambling, under 138.5, -110. Longwood, -3. Providence, +6.5. For me, that will round out my college basketball card. 2-1 on Wednesday. I told Connor, watch out. I start winning college basketball, I'm going to fuck around and start calling myself a college basketball expert. So watch out. But it'll be a fun one here. Connor, your official plays. I have you written down for Providence +6.5, -108. Is there anything else?
Yeah, by the way, Longwood. So you got Christmas right around the corner. Michael Christmas.
Oh, well, you got to bet on him then.
I'll see you there.
Sheesh.
Jose, got to bet on him. It's Christmas in his name. I hate to give it out on the show. I think I'm going to be on Ryder. I just want a 5.5. I got to get the best number I can get here. I'll let you know because I still might move on the 5. It's just moved. We've seen this move from 3, 4, 4.5, 5. we're still pretty early in the day when we do the show here, because I want Riders on the Storm. I think they cover against Penn. So I'll let you know. I'll move on it.
Okay, beautiful. But then, so it's just Providence as of now, then?
As of now, yeah. And I'll let you know if I move on Rider.
All right, beautiful. Well, Connor, I appreciate you. Thanks again for waking up so early. I'll see you in a month or so. I still have to book my damn flights. So I'll do that after Christmas relaxes here. But
Okay.
Connor, I appreciate you again. Anything you want to plug before we get you out of here?
No, just hit me up. Conor Mac Picks on X, social media, Twitter, whatever the fuck you call it these days. And go to Hitting the Books.
Yep.
Me and Mabeno, we will just glance on these games today. We will talk Saturday college basketball tomorrow or today at 5 Eastern. Hitting the Books.
Yep.
Be there.
Go watch.
Be there. Be there, baby.
Be there. All right, beautiful.
Nice
Connor.
shirt, ref.
Thank you. No technicals given out today so far from Conor Mac Picks. Clean show from Connor. Let's see if we can keep it up with our guy, Wine Time Sports, returning back to the program.
Jose.
Wine, nice to see you here. Technical free show so far, so I hope you're on your P's and Q's right now here, Wine. Nice to see you. We already talked about our first college football game here that kicked off, I guess, about 20 minutes ago. I have not looked at what the score is, so I'm very interested to check that out later. But let's get into our 2 college football games, and we've got 3 NBA games to talk about. It's going to be a lot of fun to break these games down. We talk about our first game, Tulane versus Florida, and what a line movement in this one. Florida minus 14 earlier in this week, now down to 10.5 here. Now, Wine, I let you take the news and notes portion of our breakdowns here. So you'll have to alert me if there's a big injury or something, because that was a very surprising move here. And it's actually, as I refresh my site here, down to 10.9.5 here.
Crazy.
Wow. Moving down here. And let's talk about the market. Market spread-wise, 73% of the bets, 72% of the money on Florida. We talked about this game earlier in the week, Wine, so we're not going to dive too deep into this, but what do you think about this line movement that's gone down now? And if you're on anything in this game, please remind the people.
Yeah, Jose, shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to my guy C-Mac, just killing it with the college basketball. Shout out to Action Jackson in the chat, AOD, my guy Scum Blaster in there. What's up, brother? Armchair MMA, Nuke Worker, Kelly McInnes, J-Dub, Rez Mob, everyone in there. Nunya, I saw him in there earlier. Scum Blaster, good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. Yeah, we talked about this game on Wednesday, Jose. Guys, do me a favor. After you're done watching this, go hit that like button over on that video over there. Go watch it out. We broke it down. It's a lot different right now. I mean, this line was at a 13.5 when we talked about it on Wednesday. And I was telling Jose, I mean, the backup quarterback for Tulane's Ty Thompson. He was Bo Nix's backup quarterback for 2 years before Bo Nix left for the NFL. They bring in Dylan Gabriel. Thompson doesn't want to be a backup. Guess what? He loses the job in camp to the quarterback. I forgot what his name is. He played really well for Tulane. He actually entered the portal, and Duke grabbed him, offered him a lot of NIL money, and they told Malik Murphy to get screwed after getting him from Texas this last year and let him do, I believe, a 9-3 season. So with that being said, Ty Thompson at the helm here for Tulane. I mean, I know it's kind of crazy to believe, but I'm going to be on his rushing prop here. It's at 42.5 minus 110. This guy's going to run wild today. That's what he does. He's very dynamic on the ground, uses his legs. He doesn't have the best arm in the world. He definitely can put the ball in the right places, get the ball to his playmakers in space. Florida does have the better personnel in this matchup. It's not even close, guys. If you look at their athletes, it's not even close. I'm on Tulane, though, in this spot. I wish I would have given now at 13.5 when we talked about it on Wednesday, but I'm going to give out the plus 10 minus, or I got 10.5 minus 110 this morning. I'm moving in on Tulane. I think they have a potential to win this game outright. This might be the dog of the day, if we're being completely honest. I know Florida is heading in the right direction with their recruiting. For anyone that didn't know, they just got another 5-star wide receiver coming in this next year, committed to Florida. What do? They go grab UCLA's wide receiver, J. Michael Sturdivant, this morning. He's now a Florida Gator. He's an NFL type receiver. UCLA couldn't use him right, but Florida's got everything going in the right direction. This is just a bowl game, though. This isn't going to mean much to Billy Napier. I mean, it might mean a little bit more to the team. like DJ Lagway. He's a true freshman. He's going to want to play pretty well tonight. I'm sure he is. I mean, he's a 5-star guy. He had a good year after he took over for Graham Mertz, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. But this kid, Ty Thompson, man, I just think we're going to see a blue-collar kid go out there and just get it done. He's going to give it all he can because he wants to show to other teams that he can play the quarterback position at the college level. He was supposed to be the next guy up in Oregon. Everyone was all the fan base was really hyped on this kid. They were really bummed when he left, ends up going to Tulane and loses this doesn't even get the starting job there. So I think he's going to go out there and put a lot of heart today. Give me his over rushing yards, 42.5, and then give me Tulane plus 10.5, minus 110 in this spot. And I'm going to sprinkle the money line as well.
All right. What'd you get on the odds for that? Minus 110?
Let me double check right here.
Yes, let us
Plus
know.
10.5, minus 110. And then I got on this player prop, minus 110 as well.
All right. Beautiful work there. Minus 110 for the player prop there. All right. Let's keep it rolling here. Wine time. Like I said, we're not going to dive too deep into the game here. We talked about it on Wednesday. Go watch that breakdown. And you've seen our updated thoughts with the new number. But let's get into the main event. The first of the 12-game college football playoff. It is here. It is exciting. It is all Indiana, the Midwest. I guess that's called the Midwest. I don't know. Indiana, Notre Dame here. 6.5-point favorite are Notre Dame now, dropping from a 7.5, I believe it was, on Wednesday. So that's very interesting note here. I thought on Wednesday that this could be that blowout game. Now, after, I guess, sitting on it, seeing that line movement, makes me feel that Indiana's kind of live. Now, you guys know me. I'm primarily market-based line movement capper. I'm not much X's and O's on this. So I respect you guys that are betting the X's and O's on this, and I listen to you guys a lot. One reason, and one big reason why I'm not on Indiana and I'm considering Notre Dame is our guy Kong's Clips, whose balls dangle and drip to the water of the toilet bowl, says Notre Dame 6.5 is the play of the year for Kong's Clips. This is a capper that finished the season 100 units up on the season. So I am very excited to watch this game now, to just be rooting for Kong's play of the year right there. Dougie Wise saying free bands. Play of the day is Indiana team total over 21.5 minus 115. We'll go to the market in this game real quick as well, but it's pretty split. 69,000 tickets in on this game, almost double the tickets for the other game. 48% of the bets, 51% of the money on Indiana. So tight spreads there. As for the total here, let's bring that up. Total, we have 55% of the bets and 48% of the money on the over here. And this total has gone from, let me pull that up real quick, 50. Wow, that's a mistake on that website. 50, and it's gone up to 50.5, seeing 51 as well now as well. Wine, huge game, a historic game because it's the first of a new system. What do you think about this game? And obviously, if you guys don't know, this is in Notre Dame as well. So that's a big wrinkle here. I will mention quickly that I listened to a podcast and they said that though these games are in Notre Dame, in Texas, blah, 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 the people that are working the game are still national people. So, for example, like when Texas plays their games at home, Texas people will be running the scoreboard, all the noise things, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to be neutral people. So it's not going to be like sounding essentially like a home game for Notre Dame. Like they're not going to do the whole thing where like they turn up the volume, it's third down, and they get everyone all hyped up.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, it's going to be. It's going to be neutral people running all of the clock, entertainment, stuff like that. So, like, for example, Indiana is getting like a whole walkout as well. When in regular games, they would just show up and everyone would boo them. They get their own walkout music, the whole thing. So be aware of that as well. That might damper the home field advantage, but I still obviously expect the crowds to be loud, et cetera, et cetera. But wine time, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a fun little stat I didn't know about. Honestly, you gotta keep everything in mind, especially stuff like that. So yeah, that's good information right there. This is a good matchup here, man. It's crazy to think that both these teams from Indiana are playing here for a college football playoff. They have the potential to get in. Notre Dame, maybe got snubbed out of a first round bye with that loss to NIU in the beginning of the season at home. The committee, understandably, but I mean, this is the number 2 and the number 3 points per game offense is in the nation right here. Indiana's 2, Notre Dame's 3. I mentioned this last week. Indiana has had 66 trips to the red zones. They've had 54 touchdowns in those 66 trips. That's number 1 in the nation. Man, this Indiana team has been hitting all cylinders this season on offense, led by the quarterback Curtis Rourke. He's been getting his ball to his playmakers in space. He's got that big play type ability too. He can push the ball downfield. We've seen him do it all season long. We have seen this offensive line struggle against the better defensive lines. Already touched on that earlier this week against the Michigans, against the Ohio States. They're going to have some problems here, and I think they're going to have some problems in the red zone too. I mentioned this stat last week. Marcus Freeman 7-0 with over a week to prepare in his career. Notre Dame's 5-0-1 last 6 games against the Big Ten. They've been playing good against these teams like in the Big Ten. And Notre Dame, they've got a really good quarterback in Riley Leonard, and they really ask the very minimal out of him. They just ask him not to turn the ball over, get the ball to his playmakers in space, see what they can do with it. They've got a good offensive line to protect him too. So I do think that Notre Dame has the advantage in the trenches in this game. They have the home field advantage. They've got the best running back on the field. They've got probably the best player on the field in Jeremiah Love here. The guy's been running wild all season long. This guy is an NFL type running back. We're going to be seeing him in the league here in the next year or two. This is a tough game because Marcus Freeman, a young guy, doesn't necessarily get handed the job at Notre Dame, but gets a pretty good head coaching gig, if you ask me. Kurt Cincinnati, he kind of had to build small programs from the ground up. It took him this long to get to a program like Indiana. This might be a big bro, little bro spot. I'm not sure, but I'm on Notre Dame money line in this spot. I think they're going to get it done. I think they have the athletes and the personnel and the coaching to get it done here at home. I think they're going to want to slow this game down. That's what they're going to have to do to beat a team like Indiana, because Indiana wants to run. Notre Dame doesn't want to run with you. They score because they get turnovers and they're able to capitalize on those turnovers. And if they force Curtis Rourke into a couple interceptions, a couple of fumbles early, it's going to be tough for Indiana to climb back in this one because Notre Dame's defense is so good. They're conservative. They're going to put the clamps on you all game long. And I expect them to do that. I expect this to be a very slow game. Someone in the chat just said Ohio touchdown. Shout out to you, JPZ. I did not see that. I think this is going to be a slow-paced game. I know it's the number 2 and number 3 offenses, but this line opened up at 51.5 when we originally talked about it. It kind of stayed still. It went up to a 52.5. I was starting to get a little scared. I was starting to think, is this going to just keep going up, And what do we know? It's down to a 50.5 at a lot of spots right now. So we got the better number on Wednesday when I gave it out on the show at 51.5. So I'm on the under 51.5. It's no secret in that. And I'm on Notre Dame in like 3 different moneyline parlays. I talked earlier, Ohio and Notre Dame moneyline parlay. And on Wednesday, we talked 2 other games that I have Notre Dame inlined in a parlay with. I'm not going to tell them to cover the spread here because, I think this might be an Indiana backdoor spot, but I do think Notre Dame can win this game comfortably. This is a big game for Notre Dame. A big game for both schools, don't get me wrong. Big game for the state of Indiana. It's a Friday night game of the playoffs. I'm going to be stoked. I'm going to be locked in, lights off, watching this game, locked in. I'm stoked for it, and I'm stoked for the games tomorrow. But, yeah, I'm going to be on the under. I'm invested in the under, and I have the money line tied up in those parlays that I gave out as well. So that's what I'm on in this game.
Yeah, I love you, Kong, but I feel like this is an Indiana spot. And,
I do see the line. I forgot to touch on, too, as you're about to mention, down to a 6.5. Definitely a little it's a 50-50 ticket split, though. And I just think maybe the odds makers I thought a 7.5 was a little bit too much. I think 6.5 is if you got in at the 7.5, that's sharp. 6.5, I don't know if I would get there with I don't know. Well, I think Notre Dame's going to win this game. I think they can win by double digits, and Indiana could potentially backdoor cover. I just think the Notre Dame defense is going to come up clutch in the red zone. They're clutch in the red zone against this offense. If they stop them in the red zone, which I think they can, it's going to be a long day for Indiana. But this is going to be a good game, guys. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm staying off. I respect Kongs too much to go up against a bet of the year type thing. Nuke Worker also with Kongs and Irish -6.5. Nice to see you, Donut Silks. So I'll be watching this game very intently and very interested. I'm hoping I'm going to a Secret Santa thing tonight. I've got 4 Secret Santa things, by the way, Wine. What a gigantic pain in the ass that is.
Gosh.
Yeah, gigantic pain in the ass. But this is the first one, and I hope to get polluted and watch Notre Dame beat the hell out of Indiana for you. Clips and
shout out to Nuke Worker too. If you want to throw money away, bet the Hoosiers. Oh man, shots fired from Nuke Worker, my guy.
Good. I'm glad I'm keeping that money right in my pocket, Nuke Worker. Keeping it in my pocket. Okay, Wine. Let's roll into a beautiful NBA slate. And I say beautiful because it's only 3 games. And it is pretty disgusting. Well, the last 2 games are interesting. First 2 are gross. So let's roll into game 1 here. We've got the I was going to call them the New Orleans Hornets. Jesus. The Charlotte Hornets versus the 76ers. 60% of the bets, 54% of the money on the Hornets here. I feels weird saying that the Hornets are getting money here, but we all know why. It's because the 76ers are the 76ers. You trust to be in this game. Who knows? We know Jared McCain out, meniscus. Joel Embiid, game time decision, expected to return today. So you guys in the chat, let us know if we have officially a Joel Embiid sighting today. I think he's going to play today. It's hence why the line is so high at 10.5. So we'll see. It's obviously a nice soft landing spot for him. Who's going to guard Joel Embiid on the other team? I think he can kind of have his way. Philadelphia has already played the Hornets 3 times this year, have beaten them all 3 times. 105, 107, 110, 104, and 121, 108. So they've just been holding them to under 110 points here those last 3 games. Interesting. I'm curious to see what a team total for the Pelicans would look like right now. But I have no action on this game. This is the worst game on the slate here, and I want nothing to do with it. So, Wine, what do you think about this game? By the way, their full game totals here for the New Orleans Charlotte. Jesus, I've got New Orleans on the mind, I guess. You can get under 100 at plus 110, under 101 minus 105, under 102 minus 125. Our friends at BetMGM there, so kind of tough to bet. But our guy Ron Crawford, he says, I'll take your dumpster fires and I'll take the Charlotte Hornets plus 11.5, or excuse me, plus 11. Shout out to you, Ronnie Crawford. Ron Crawford! Shout out to you, Ron. Wine, go ahead. First game on our slate.
Yeah, Jose. Quick little update in this game. It is 7-0 Ohio. Jacksonville State just punted the ball away to Ohio. Hopefully Ohio can put it in the end zone again here.
I got minus 111, by the way,
nice.
On double results. So
I couldn't believe. Yeah, Troy told me I think he got minus 115, and I looked at my book. It said plus 120, and it was up plus 120 until the game time. I couldn't believe it. I got a good number on that. But with that being said, this is a tough matchup here, man. We're seeing Philly be at minus 10.5. You know, I'm going to go on a limb here. I think Philly's going to come out here and smash the Charlotte Hornets, honestly, Jose. If you look at the starting 5 for Philly, man, they got to start getting it going. I talk about it with Jimmy every single Friday. It seems like I'm talking about both these teams every Friday. They got to get it going, man. They've got Max. They've got Paul George. They've got Embiid. I know all the drama going on. They've got a good head coach, though. I think all this drama is going to get put to the side here shortly. They got guys that can put the ball in the bucket here. This is a mismatch. I'm going to make it short and sweet, Jose. I'm going to bet the 76ers minus 10.5 right now. Let me see if that's the number I'm getting. If I can get a 10, I would love that at a less juicier number. I'm not sure if they're going to give that to me, but I just think this is going to be a mismatch tonight. I hate to be on the other side of Ron Crawford, honestly, in this one, but the only double-digit favorite tonight out of the 3 games. It's also the lowest total on the board at 215.5, and we've seen it drop like 5 points, 6 points. Crazy. But I'm going to move on the 76ers right now, Jose, because I think I'm seeing 40% of bets, 45% of money on them as well, and the line went from a 9.5 to a 10.5. This is telling me that I think 76ers are going to smash here. NBA, I kind of read this market. I put the X's and O's together and see what I can do, and that's what I'm getting out of this game right here. I'm going to take the 76ers minus 10.5, minus 110 to get us started right here, Jose.
Okay, Wine Time versus Rockin' Ron Crawford there to start off our card here. Going to be fun. And yes, the new picture is up. So let's everyone enjoy Ron Crawford for a third time. Ron Crawford! Don't fuck with Ron Crawford. Fuck you up. Next game, Milwaukee Bucks, Cleveland Cavaliers. Wine, I didn't look at the injury reports or anything, but if you blindfolded me and said, guess the spread in this game, I would have said Cleveland Cavaliers 3.5. And then I open my eyes and I see 9.5. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Crazy.
What's going on?
I'm looking at the injury. I mean, Chris Middleton's questionable, but it looks like, Dame is not playing in this one. So I guess it kind of makes sense, Jose, in this spot. I mean, it's got to be this spread for a reason. We're seeing people hammer the Milwaukee.
I would be surprised if Giannis was playing in this game.
I'm surprised. Do you have him on your? I don't have him on my injury report. If anyone in the chat can tell me,
I have him as game time decision.
Yeah, that's. I'm going to stay away from this game, Jose. This is a dumpster fire right here with two good teams. I mean, Milwaukee Bucks won the cup already. They won their big game of the season. Shout out to Darvin Ham, man.
Yeah.
14-0.
What a sad. That guy should retire right now and just have that forever.
Yeah, pretty funny, man. He's getting good for him though. I'm going to stay away from this game. We're seeing the total drop, which is telling me Giannis maybe isn't going to play in this one. Cleveland 23-4, Jose. 23-4. This team fires their coach after winning them one round in the playoffs, and everyone's like, "Why are you getting rid of this guy?" Including myself. Like, you just took the Cleveland Cavaliers past the first round. I guess this is why. They're having a really great season. This team is. They're definitely fighting for something bigger than an in-season tournament. They're definitely fighting for a championship this season. I'm going to stay away from this one, though, Jose. This is a backwood for sure.
Yeah, I don't think I'm moving on this game either. It'd be Cavs or nothing. We need more injury news. Did you sing the NBA injury carousel report? Yeah, it's tough, man. But I would be pretty surprised if Giannis was playing this game and this line was 9.5. So I think if you like the Cavaliers, I take it now. And if Giannis does indeed get ruled out, I think this goes up to like 11.5.
He's got to be ruled out, right? I mean, what is like 9.5 points right now? Like, there's no way he's playing today. And shout out to Ohio. They are in the red zone, about to go, hopefully go up here again.
Good. Double result. Looking good. Last game. Best game. Oklahoma City Thunder. Miami Heat. Again, we saw the Thunder lose. They had the Vegas flu, the whole thing. I thought that was very funny.
Yeah.
Again, young team in Vegas for that long. I heard many people say that to me, and I was like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense of why they would indeed lose that ball game. But you lose to the Bucks there, 97-81. They come back, and I need to pull up the full schedule here real quick. Sorry. They come back, and they beat Orlando 105-99. Bounce back game, sure, but it wasn't very, impressive victory.
Touchdown, honestly. Ohio. Put it on the board, 14-0. Let's go.
Good. Double result is on its way. Now, the injury reports here, I think, is a big factor of why this is a 1.5 here. We've got on just Oklahoma City side, Jalen Williams, game time decision. Chet's out. And we've got Alex Dukas, game time decision. But Jalen Williams is a big piece for them. We'll see if he plays. Jovic, game time decision, as so is Josh Richardson here as well. But I do expect both to play here. Miami has not played since Monday the 16th when they lost a 1-point overtime thriller to the Detroit Pistons. I don't love betting the Heat, especially with all the trade rumors going around. Jimmy, the whole thing. I was surprised to see this at -1.5. Honestly, it made me feel like there was going to be someone else out. So wait a little bit until the injury report. I think Billy Brisbane, when he's on my show on Wednesdays, we talk about how the injury reports come after the noon shoot-arounds. So we'll see how all those unfold. But I have nothing on this game. I lean Oklahoma City here. Wine. What about you?
Yeah, Jose, I'm seeing right now, Miami, are they a -1? I'm gonna check right now. I think they.
Let me
I actually
see.
I got to pick them at my book right now, which is telling me something. I think.
Yeah,
Miami,
actually, I have a BetMGM now. -1.5. Miami Heat favorite team now.
Let's see. I'm gonna refresh this really quick. If I gotta pick them right now, yeah, I gotta pick them right now at -110 for the Miami Heat. I'm gonna get it right now before it moves away from me. We're seeing them go from a dog to a favorite here. This Miami team, they're going to be playing at home. They're coming off a loss. They've won their last 4 out of 5 games. They've got a good squad, man. They've got one of the best head coaches in all of the NBA. And we're seeing right now 40%. Let's see. We're reading this market. I'm seeing about, this is a place where I want to be. 39% of bets, 40% of money. Very contrarian, and they've gone from a dog to a favorite. The line has flipped from a +1.5 to a -1.5 at some spots. I'm getting a pick 'em. So give me Miami Heat pick 'em, Jose, -110. So money line -110 all day long here.
All right, Miami Heat for Wine Time Sports. Writing that right down right now. Money line. You said -110?
-110, yeah.
All right, nice. Well, that concludes NBA, a short NBA segment here. We're all rooting on Ohio right now. A little Ohio double result. Wine, official plays in the NBA for you?
Yeah, I'm on, as we talked about, Philadelphia -10.5, -110 here. That's going to be my first play of the day. That's going to be tipping off here about 4 p.m. on the West Coast. A lot of early games tonight. I mean, last game on the board today, I believe, I haven't looked at the college basketball slate, is 5 p.m. pretty much on the West Coast because they want all eyes on that Indiana game. That's where my eyes are going to be. And I'm also on the Miami Heat money line. Pick them, whatever you want to call it, -110. They're going to get it done here. So, yeah, 2 plays for me. And that's a touchdown from Jacksonville State. That's a big touchdown right there. 1 play. Crazy. Still at 14-7. But, yeah, that's my NBA action for today, Jose. Short card. Crazy. This is the shortest card I think we've had on a Friday. And I don't know how long, man. But always a good time with you, man. Talking these college football games. We're going to make some cash this weekend. We're going to make that cash in this game right now. I'll be talking to you over the weekend, my friend. Good luck to you. Good luck to everyone in the chat. What up, Big Show? Good to see you, my guy.
Yeah, appreciate you, Wine Time. Thank you very much.
Yes,
we will see you very soon. All right. Here comes the moment everyone has been waiting for. Jose Bouquet's Hockey Corner here. Now, I need you guys in the chat to help me out here. We pushed hockey to the end because I knew that I'd have to do it solo here, and I believe I can. I've broken some of these games down. Again, people in the chat, correct me when I'm wrong. Put your plays in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. I'm on 2 plays already thus far, capped it by myself. Well, I should say I have not bet them yet. I circled them. I'm going to bet them. I just want to talk them out with you guys here. So let's break these down here. We start off in beautiful Buffalo, New York for Buffalo Sabres, Toronto Maple Leafs here. Now, Maple Leafs feeling good about themselves here in the last few games as well. And you guys know how these breakdowns are going to go at this point if you guys watch this program. Maple Leafs coming off of a 5-3 win at the Dallas Stars. We talked about that game a few days ago. It was an interesting spot. I thought that the Stars would have been bigger favorites, but didn't matter because Joseph Woll came in there and did his damn thing. These 2 teams faced each other on the 15th, a 5-3 victory for Toronto here. The real question is, what is going to be the difference between then and now? In that 5-3 victory, who did we have in goal here? And these breakdowns are going to be a little slower, so I apologize in advance. In that game, we had Devin Levi versus Dennis Hillaby for Mr. Toronto here. So that's interesting. This matchup, and I used daily faceoff for my goalies. So let me give that a refresh to see if we have some confirmed goalies here. For Toronto, we have Matt Murray confirmed for them. And for the Sabres, we have Ukko Pekka Luokkanen here. So interesting here. Hillaby was reassigned to the Marlies, and he is swapping places with Murray. Murray's, I'm reading this off of the Daily Faceoff website here. Shout out to Heather Engel, and saying that Murray has not played in the NHL since the 22-23 season, making his season debut. I think that there's definitely going to be a little rally around the flag. You bring in a new guy, your new old goalie. Everyone's going to start playing a little tighter defensively for him. It also helps that the Buffalo Sabres are on an 11-game losing streak right now. 0-8-3. Disgusting. I don't know. It seems like he's been struggling his weight, and his Daily Faceoff is saying that he's save percentage in his last 15 games, his first 15 games were a 9.14, and his last 7 an 8.60. Real bad there. Real bad. Let's go to the markets here. I know we don't talk about the markets in hockey games often, but I am interested to see here. 88% of the bets, 91% of the money on the Leafs. Very public. And the total here, 87% of the bets, 91% of the money on the over in this game. We have openers at minus 165 down to minus 143. Wow. Wow. That is fascinating stuff right there. Down from minus 165 to minus 140 here. Total 6 minus 115 has dropped down a little bit to the under here. I'm going to stay off this game, but for me, it kind of has to be Buffalo or pass here. I don't want to catch the falling knife. You guys just heard them. They haven't won in 11 games, and I don't want to have to slide my hand in there to get jabbed in the back of the hand there. Matt Murray making his debut here. I don't love here, but I think I'm off this game. Jared T saying, man, I thought the Sabres were building something. They look terrible here. JP saying market's moving towards the Sabres. I am no effing way, no reason ever to put money on Buffalo here. Jake Burns saying the Devils owe him $2K. Yes, they do. That was crazy how they lost that game. I saw the stats there. North Ender saying he's shocked that the Leafs aren't minus 200. Who the hell is betting the Sabres here? And they're making it more affordable to bet the Leafs, and more people are on the Leafs. Oh, man, it just feels like it should be a Sabres spot here. Nice to see you, Rocco Rogers, a.k.a. Rocco Rogers. It's been a long time since we've seen you, my man. It's nice to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well. I just hope you're doing well, my man. If you can come back and cab with us, that'd be great. But I'm glad that you're doing well, my guy, here for sure. Jose, I'm going to be on the winners today for the show. I know that much. Shout out to you, Kongs. I hope you are here as well. Okay, no action for me here. But like I said, it seems as if the Sabres are the side here, action. And I'll tell you why. I mean, again, you just said it yourself. They're losing 11 straight games. 11 straight games. Everyone is on the Leafs. We have, again, I'll mention it, 88% of the bets, 91% of the money on the Toronto Maple Leafs. And yet they're making it cheaper to bet the Leafs. It opened up at minus 165. It's down to minus 143 now. I mean, it just seems like the books are saying, here you go, guys. If you like them at minus 150, take them at minus 140, minus 143. Keep betting the Leafs. I'm not going to catch the falling knife, but if Jimmy the Bag gave me a free $500 bet and said, go make me some money, it might be on Buffalo Sabres. So that would be my look here. But Preston, a good note here. The sports books will win enough money on Notre Dame versus Indiana that the hockey games won't matter today. That's a good point. That is a good point. They have 70,000 bets on Indiana, Notre Dame. There's 4,000 bets on this game. So it's a good point. And yes, Jackson, I agree with you. That's why I'm off the Sabres. If I had to make one side, it would be them, but I'm off. Agreed. Next, Montreal Canadiens versus the Detroit Red Wings. And shout out to the Canadians. I know you Canadian fans love this team, and so does your former general manager at this point.
La plus grande franchise dans la histoire du hockey.
La histoire du hockey, he said. Now we've got Detroit, Montreal here. Detroit minus 150-ish favorite here. Interesting notes here. Let me start with the goalies, actually. We'll start there here as well. We have, where are you, Detroit? There you are. Samuel Montembeault versus Cam Talbot here. Samuel Montembeault 10, 13, and 2 there. Cam Talbot 6, 6, and 2 here. Average goals against 306 compared to Cam Talbot's 289. I've mentioned to Gokster a couple of times how Daily Faceoff does these little grades or rankings, whatever you want to call them, of the daily goalie matchups here. I'll mention today that Montembeault is at a 15, while Cabot is a 69 grade today. Very nice there. Market in this game, we have scroll. 50, we have 81% of the bets, 79% of the money on the Red Wings, bigger favorite, not really that surprising. Total 91% of the bets, 94% of the money on the over here. And I'll mention that there's big sharp action on the -1.5 there for the Detroit Red Wings, 53% of the bets, 93% of the money on that side here. We have not really moved much. Detroit went from -152 to -155 here. And the total, which is what I was kind of more interested in, -115 opener for the over 6, now down to -112. Really has not moved too much. But I lean under in that game here, just based off market alone. So let me know what you guys think in the chat here. North Ender saying I might play the Habs small in this game. JPZ saying this is a weird scheduling spot. Action Jackson saying Habs and Wings tomorrow. Habs today, Wings tomorrow here as well. Let's see here. Rocco Rogers here. Wings and Habs OT plus 320. Justin, yes, that is a French. That's a snobby Frenchman. I'm a snobby Frenchman when I say that. And yes, the Canadians are French Canadian. That is why I do that, Justin. I don't know here. This is a tough one here. Mel dropping in the chat. Jose, please find some way to be on the Stars regulation -1 puck line team total something. Okay, Mel, I will star that comment and we'll come back to that comment here soon. Florida Panthers, St. Louis Blues. Florida Panthers -300 here. You guys know how I feel about those big favorites, especially in baseball. I'm not going to fade them here. There's no real point in reading up the money line and puck line markets here. I'll mention that the total 89 and 87, 89% of the bets, 87% of the money on the over in this game. We've gone from a 6 down to a 5.5 here, which has me very interested in the under in this game. Let me know what you guys think, but I am very interested in the under in this game. Let me tell you guys who the goalies are right now. We have in net, let's go to there. In net, we have, I'm scrolling again. There we go. We have unconfirmed Joel Hofer versus Sergei Bobrovsky here. He's coming off of a 6-1 domination of the Minnesota Wild there. I would love to know who the goalie is for the Blues, but we know they got Jim Montgomery midway through the season. They had their new coach bounce, and now they're struggling as of late here. They lose 3-1 to Tampa Bay. They lose 4-1 to New Jersey. They beat the New York Rangers 3-2, but the Rangers have been bad. And they've lost to the Dallas Stars 2-1. They even lost to the San Jose Sharks, who we all know are bad as well. So that new coach shine is starting to wear off a little bit, losing 4 of their last 5. And we kind of all know what the Florida Panthers are at this point. They're very good. They're probably going to be competing for the cup again. They're 3-2 their last 4, and their 2 losses against shitty teams as well, back to back. But they were on a big road. What is it called? A road trip. There we go. 5-game road trip. Seattle, Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, Minnesota. We kind of all know that Canadian North road trip kind of tough. And now they're back home here. Maybe, and by the way, that last game against Minnesota was on the 18th. So 2 days rest. I kind of do like the under in this game. Let me know what you guys think in the chat right now. Here, Jim Dewigger saying Florida first game after that long West Coast road trip. Blues definitely worth a shot here. Northwender saying does feel like an under. Kenny Can saying Florida first period -0.5 plus 110. Kelly, Florida -1.5. Jackson saying Panthers and the under for Skunt Blaster here. Okay. I'm going to move on this under with you guys here. Under 5.5 for me here. So I'll get odds and all that stuff at the end, but I'm going to write that down right now. All right. Let's see here. And Mel mentioning I would not play that under unless Bennington was in / confirmed. Even then, I'm not on it. Fair enough. Mel, I appreciate your insights there. I will hopefully get a goalie news from the Blues here before the end of the show. Let's put our fingers crossed for that one here. Next, and thank you guys for sticking around with my solo hockey here. You guys know this is not my best sport. Been capping, or I guess I capped this card the night before because I knew I would be doing the solo, put a lot of effort into it, and hopefully it pays dividends here because I'm going to have 3 bets as of right now on this card. Speaking of bets, Hurricanes, Capitals. This is one of the bets that I had coming into the show, and it's another under in this game. Now, you guys will probably guess and be right about your guesses when you say this is a market-driven under here. I have, and I'm going to tell you guys who I have in net right now. I have 2 unconfirmed goalies, actually. I refresh, and I still have them unconfirmed in Pyotr Kochekov. Shout out to Kochekov and Charlie Lindgren on the other side there. So we'll see if we actually get confirmations there by the end of the show here. But I do like the under in this game. 87% of the bets, 86% of the money, all over the over in this game. This started at a 6, -108 each way. It is now a 6, -115 towards the under, -120 towards the under. And, I'm going to bet it now before it hopefully goes down to a 5.5 here. But under, I think, is the move here for in this game. Now, Mel saying, I don't understand this price. I'm not playing it, but the Canes feel overpriced here. North Ender saying, I kind of want the Caps here as well. So that's very interesting. Henny talking shit and saying, I don't know what offsides is in hockey. Suck my dick, Henny, because I play NHL video games, so I have to know what offsides is. So suck it, Henny, but it's nice to see you in the chat nonetheless. Justin McKelvey saying, I have a hockey bet coming up in the Avalanche game here. And Kelly saying he has Carolina, Washington, OT. A little tie in regulation there as well. So I'm interested in Scum Blaster saying Capitals money line here. Interesting. Robinson goal plus 470 here. And Nuke Worker mentioning the Leafs win every game the rest of the season and fade away in the playoffs there. So very interesting. Notes. I'm going to be on the under in this game, under 6. It's going to be juiced, -115, -120. I'll get you guys the odds here at the end of the show here. And yes, North End, there's some gold in this NHL card. I think I found 2 of them, at least 2 of them. Let's get a third one in that earlier slate as well. Next, Mel's game, New York Rangers, Dallas Stars. And if you weren't here for the comments about 2 minutes ago, I'll say it again. Jose, please find some way to be on the Stars regulation, -1, puck line, team total, something. Mel, now please, I'd love to hear why you think that now, Mel. Obviously, you know more than I do, Mel, so I need to, know these things as well. I would love to be on the Stars here with you if you believe in it so much, but let me know why you are on it here so confidently. For the Stars game, we do have both goalies confirmed, and it is both number 1s here. Igor versus Jake Ottinger. Again, I'll mention daily faceoffs Goalie ranking metric or grade metric, Jade Ottinger at a 100 here, and Igor at a 38 here. So it's interesting. Now, according to Daily Faceoff, and I'll read this mini part of the blurb here. Shout out to Bruce Levine, maybe. Jake Ottinger, his last start on Wednesday was his birthday, 26th birthday, and we just talked about him giving up 4 goals, and he gave it up on 12 shots. So it was a really, really bad outing by him. A .667 save percentage. That is what it looks like when I am a goalie on the NHL video game. Bad ball there. Here, he's been a good goalie all year. I believe in Ottinger here, and I think he could bounce back for sure. Bad taste in his mouth on his birthday. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff going on in his head with that as well. And by the way, this last note from Bruce saying the Stars enter Friday's contest as a -180 home favorite against the New York Rangers, and they have scored. The Rangers have scored 3 or fewer goals in their last 5 games straight. So interesting. As for on the other side, we know the Rangers. Even I've caught wind of the Rangers starting to sell off their pieces. They traded off Capo Kakkonen to the Seattle Kraken. I'm sure a lot of people coming into the season thought that this Rangers team was the shits and going to make the playoffs and everything, but I'm interested to see how all that shakes out. Igor gets his gigantic goalie contract. But, you know, they're 3-8 in their last 11, according to Daily Faceoff here and Peter Ball. And it's not really been Igor's fault. You just heard the other guy say that they have not scored at all. And Jake Ottinger, kind of the guy here to bounce back and dominate here. So it does feel like this could be another under here, but Rangers, I don't know. I just don't trust them here after all that trade nonsense here as well. Mel, thank you for dropping this in here saying the Stars are very good and the Rangers are a dysfunctional, craptastic shithole right now. It's beautifully said. Mel, beautifully said. The Rangers were already a mess. Then they traded Capo Kakkonen. Just a total disaster. Fireable offense of a trade. This organization could not be more dysfunctional right now. North Ender saying Dallas off an L versus the absolute mess of the Rangers here. JT saying he loves seeing the Rangers be terrible. North Ender saying I would put money on the Sabres before I put money on the Rangers. The have not won a game in 11 contest Sabres over the Rangers here. Wow. Jeez. That is just crazy here. Man, I mean, yeah, I think I'm going to find a way to be on the Dallas Stars, like you said, Mel. A -1 team total. It'd probably be -1 Dallas Stars. I'll look at a team total right now. I would love... You know, I find it unrealistic, but I would love a 2.5 and not a 3.5 here. I'm going to look up right now to see what, and you know, it's funny. I don't often bet team totals, so I'm scouring for this right now. Yeah, 3 is -175. 3.5 is -108 here. So, okay. I'm going to be on the -1. Dallas Stars here. And I'll join you guys. Mel, shout out to you. And she also said, I too would put money on the Sabres before the Rangers, including tonight here. All right. Good notes. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. At Irish King, we assumed that Giannis is out of that game here. I don't know. We didn't know why that line was so high, but we assumed that there's going to be no Dame, probably no Middleton. And I think that last one is Giannis is not going to be out. That's why the line is so high. But we'll see. Here, I'd be a little surprised if he was in there as well. Next, let's keep rolling here. We've got 2 more games, and this is one of the bets I came into the program with here. And by the way, Molly the dog is starting to circle me like a vulture. That means she has to go potty. So we have to finish this card rather soon. So, Minnesota Wild, Utah Hockey Club. I have not had the pleasure, the distinct honor of putting my U.S. currency on the Utah Hockey Club yet. And I believe today will be the first day that I do so here. Minnesota Wild, 28-4. Very, very good hockey club. But my question to you all, with that record, why are they only minus 130 against the Utah Hockey Club? Now, that is a question you guys in the chat could have an answer to. I'd love to hear it. But this was the red light, flashing light that I saw when I first looked at it. Now, could it be that it's just that Marc-Andre Fleury is in net here? Maybe. But I don't know. I think the Utah Hockey Club is very live in this game. It's Marc-Andre Fleury confirmed versus Vejmelka likely here. We'll see if that gets confirmed here throughout the day. But it's a low line. We have sharp money, it seems like, on the Utah Hockey Club. But it's interesting. It's, and the plus 1.5 is ridiculously juiced. But 43% of the bet, 77% of the money on the plus 1.5. Total, 92% of the bets, 90% of the money on the over. And this is the part that got me on board officially to bet on Utah here. 84% of the money, 82% of the bets on Minnesota here. And we've gone from minus 140 down to minus 123. And again, you could tell me that is goalie related. And Marc-Andre Fleury made that line tumble. But yeah, give me Utah Hockey Club here. Money line. This is, if all the plays that I've given out on the hockey card, I think this would be my most confident one here. So give me Utah here. And yeah, I'll read off some comments right now here. North Ender saying Utah winners of 5 of the last 6. Utah 7-1-2 their last 10. Utah is hot. The Wild is not. I agree, Action Jackson. The Utah Coyotes would have been a better name than Hockey Club. I'm also favorable to Yeti. I like that as well. The Utah Yetis would have been pretty cool here as well. Lex Steele says she wants to take the Stars, but the line doesn't match the money. I'm going to trust my pals, Lex Steele, and assume that the New York Rangers are as bad as everyone says they are here. Jay Stone, I'm glad that there's at least one Minnesota backer in this. I didn't want it to all to be Utah love. I want to see the other side at the very least here. Jay Stone saying, like Minnesota money line, it's because they've lost a couple of games. Now that Zuccarello is back and back to things will be moving over. Well, now that Zuccarello is back, I didn't see the but, excuse me, illiterate. Now that Zuccarello is back, things will be moving upwards here. Okay. I like that. Jay Stone, that's not a bad look there. Zuccarello, probably a big player from Minnesota, and he will move this game upwards for Minnesota. But today is a Utah Hockey Club day today. Again, I personally don't study the market as much as I do in like baseball, for example, in hockey. Jimmy doesn't really talk about the market all that much, but it seems like, this universal reverse line movement spot will always be something I bet. So Utah Hockey Club, full game money line for me here. And let's go to our last game. Colorado Avalanche, Anaheim Ducks here. I do need to update the colors on the Anaheim Ducks because they are the Mighty Ducks now. But it does not mean I'm going to be betting them here. Shout out to you, Mel. Let us know what you think about your Colorado Avalanche here at the last game of our card here. We have them opening up at minus 215 up to 228 now. And the total 6.5 juice to the under. But now that juice is moving towards the over here. This being the late game, we don't have any confirmations of goalie, Wedgwood, and John Gibson listed right now. But we will see if that all unfolds here. And let's talk about the market in this game. Obviously there's more bets and money on the money line because it's just ridiculously priced. But I'll say that the spread, the puck line, 54% of the bets, 41% of the money on Colorado. So some love for that for Anaheim at plus 1.5. 67% of the bets, 87% of the bets, and 86% of the money on the over in this game. Juice moving towards the over. Probably not a game I'm going to be moving on here. Colorado and the Ducks have faced once already this year on the 18th of January, February, March, April, May. It's in October, I believe, October 18th. Ducks lost in overtime, 4-3. So could they keep it close in this game? Maybe. It's in the Honda Center in Anaheim. I just don't want to move on this game. I've got enough action here. But if I had to make a play on this game, I'd lean over. The line, all that money on the over, lines, the juice, I should say, creeping towards the over has me a little more interested in it. So I would be on and over in that game if I had to play one play. All right. Beautiful. Broken down the NHL. I appreciate you guys for jumping in here and helping me out on the NHL. Obviously, I need all the help I can get when it comes to the NHL, and I'm glad to have you guys here to do it. To recap my action here in the NHL, we have the Blues Panthers under 5.5, and I have to grab that price right now here. I will do that. I'm sorry, this is the non-sexy parts of the show when we have to line shop real quick. Under 5.5 minus 105, Blues Panthers. I'm on the under, and I just hit a pop-up, under 6 in Hurricanes Capitals, under 6 minus 120 now for me. I'm losing 10 cents of juice because I waited. Stars Rangers minus 1. I have to put that in the minus 1 calculator, so I will do that later, but Stars Rangers minus 1, and I will drop, by the way, the run line calculator, the minus 1 calculator, if you guys need it in the chat. Shout out to Ron Crawford, very helpful. I appreciate that, my guy. We have that, and we have Utah hockey money line plus 110. I believe that was plus 110. I wrote it down, but yes, plus 110 for me. And I forgot what's his name again. Henny does not like that play. And if it does win, I expect Henny to be here tomorrow telling me how wrong I was, blah, 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 all the whole thing. So I wish you luck, Henny. Thank you guys for all jumping in here and helping me out in the hockey. It was a fun little breakdown, and I enjoyed it very much. Mel, by the way, mentioning that this is a back-to-back off of a draining comeback last night with Wedgwood likely in goal tonight here. So good note, Mel. Thank you. Glad I'm not on that game. I do lean over. All right. That completes the show. That's it. It's going to be a fun weekend. We've got a lot of shows coming up this weekend. Saturday morning, we've talked about it again. I'll play the intro again, and you guys let me know if you guys like the music or not. I have to change the music, it seems, but all about the hoops, the starting 5, starting at 10:45 Eastern time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Dabby, Dutch, Wine Time, LJ, Ski Profit, all on the starting 5 this week. They're going to talk NBA and college hoops. So check it out. And let me know if you guys like the music on this intro, because it seems like no one does.
Hey, is this real? Yo, I'm in here, man. They must be.
I like the music. I don't know. I like the music. I like the old timey part of it, and you get into the newer highlights. But you guys are the ones in control of the content on this channel. So if you guys don't like it, let me know in the chat. I'll find something to sufficiently replace it, hopefully by tomorrow here. But shout out to All About the Hoops. That's happening tomorrow morning there. We have a great live stream on Sunday night this week. And I will say Monday, there will be no Monday night live stream. We will be doing Bankroll Blitz on Monday. We'll be doing Bankroll Blitz on Monday. So keep an eye and an ear out for that, because that'll be a whole lot of fun. We are obviously having to change the schedule a little bit because of the holidays, but hang in and stick to it on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at Pub Sports Radio, and you'll see all of the latest news when it arrives here. Okay. Recapping real quick action that was given out on the program. I wanted to do that, and I needed to do a little other thing as well. The action on today's program, I am on Western Michigan moneyline, minus 130. That game started about 20 minutes ago. If someone could let me know how that's going, that'd be great. Stacks, number 1, Texas A&M, minus 30.5. I am on the under 138.5, minus 110 in Norfolk Grambling. Conor Mac is looking for a 5 for Ryder, but he's going to text me later if he's going to move on it, but does like Ryder a whole lot. I am on Longwood minus 3, minus 3 there. I wrote that down wrong. Everyone on Providence, a lot of our captors like Providence. Conor Mac Picks on them, plus 6.5, minus 108. Stacks, number 2 on Providence. Ron Crawford on Providence, and I am joining on Providence as well, plus 6.5. First road game of the season for St. John's. Let's go. College football here. Wine Time and myself on Ohio double result here. That is first half and full game money line. Minus 111 for me, plus 120 for Wine. And he is on Ohio money line, Notre Dame money line, minus 105 here. Both of us are on Tulane, plus 10.5 there, minus 110. And for NBA, Wine Time is on the 76ers, minus 10.5, and Heat money line, minus 110 for both of them. And for hockey, you guys just heard it. I'll go quickly again. Under Blues, Panthers, 5.5, minus 110. Under Hurricanes, Capitals, 6, minus 120. Dallas Stars, minus 1. And the Utah Hockey Club money line, plus 110 for me. Beautiful work. Thank you guys again for jumping in here as well. And yes, Nasty Nate, like you and someone else, I forgot who said it as well here. We are racing here today here as well. We are racing, and we're racing reindeer here today. Let's get after it here. It's going to be a whole lot of fun doing the racing thing. We've got 83 gold members here on this race. 83 reindeers racing here today. And it's nice to see that Henny and Darling being the same person infecting the chat here. So I might have to give him the boot. So we'll see how all that goes here. Kenny Can. It's nice to see you. Get your membership back up when you can, my guy. I appreciate you thinking about doing it, and appreciate you thinking about the channel, my guy. So let's get it. 83 gold members here, and we're racing here in a snowy San Antonio here. Let us watch these reindeers fly. Top set out in the lead, looking dapper. Jay Peasy right there. Joey Harb, a new member in there. E. Burke. I'm That Heat in here. Zoe Faye as well. It is difficult to see the names since they're all jumbled up. 35 seconds left in this race here. Stacking Cream all in the mix here. These reindeers cannot separate. Zoe Faye, E. Burke, Stacking Cream all in the mix here. And who is that at the top of the street? Is that Preston Ekdahl at the top of the screen there? 20 seconds left. The reindeer are starting to separate each other. 14 seconds left. We have a gigantic pack in the front of the lane right now. Jimmy the Bag up in there in the mix here. 7 seconds left. Who's coming home with it? Saturated, prancing out into the lead. Zoe Faye in the mix. Who comes home with it? It is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Zoe Faye coming in and flying away with the victory. Good Lord. Zoe Faye, congratulations. Oh my gosh. Zoe Faye flying amongst the stars with a victory there. I have obviously not seen all of these animations for the end of the races, so it's funny to see Zoe go up and fly. Thank you, Zoe Faye. Turnsy, I just finished NHL, and it was me solo, Turnsy. Just finished it. It was the last part of the show there, Turnsy, but it's nice to see you. My guy, And we just went over the plays as well. So just rewind a little bit and you'll see all of the action there. But Zoe Faye, thank you for being a PSR Gold member. Email us, pubsportsradio@gmail.com with your PayPal information, and we will get that to you. All right. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you all for being in here in this long kind of a grinder of a show. Friday, always a loaded day for us here. Again, I'll mention it one more time. Do not forget Saturday morning, the college basketball show and NBA. I should mention that NBA is also in it as well. The starting five, all about the hoops, 10:45 Eastern, Dutch Boy Fresh, Wine Time Sports, Dabby Cab, Ski Profit, and LJ from H-Town all are on this week's programs. So shout out to you guys for watching. Pubapalooza 4. If you guys are interested, come on down to San Antonio, March 20th to the 23rd. If guys like Henny or Darling want to come down to Pubapalooza and talk shit to all of us in our faces, he or she could do that as well. It's a great time. Cannot wait to see all you guys there. Remember, Friday night poker tournament. Saturday night, we're going to be hanging out at the bar, watching all the games together. And Sunday night, we'll have the comedy show as well. So thank you guys all for watching in here. Appreciate you guys in the chat dropping your action in here, like DC Mel, Skunt Blaster, a $4.99 Dono, Nunya, Kong's Clips, Morgan Spooner, Dougie Wise, Joey Harv for being a member, Ron, Justin, Nasty Nate as always, Rez Mob, North Ender here as well. I agree with you. Mental illness is no joke. Good luck, everyone. Take care of your mentals. Nunya, appreciate you. Merry Christmas to you, Nuki, my guy, except for Henny. I guess I agree with that one there. Merry Christmas to you there as well. Turnsy, AYOD, thank you, Nunya, all you guys. I appreciate you. Jim Dewigger. By the way, Jim, Red Sox, Patrick Sandoval. I like that move. I like that move, Jimmy. Here we come. Here come those Boston Red Sox. So thank you guys. Appreciate everyone for watching. Don't forget to support our sponsors. Till then, say hey, and we'll see you guys next time.